you'll see it all comes together. My dream, I bleed, I'll give the better part of me. Be free, break free, release, destroy the enemy. Just breathe. Fight for the power. Stand your ground, don't let it go. Fight for the power. Can't be scared when you're in the dark. You should never let the fear make you run away. Fire still burning for another day. Fight for the power.
Pushes it in.
Oh, he's got another one! He's got another one!
Oh, wow! As that ball bounces across the middle, he is onside.
Strong last 4 minutes of the first half. Pause.
Let's go. Hey, when we get the ball back, punish them.
Traffic with the and one. Going right, passing left. There's a touchdown pass to Strickland.
Raise your flag or even the score. Take your shot, ready for more. Surrender, there is no other choice. Set my soul free now. Light it up on fire. Bet on me, I got you. Pick a number.
Bassel with a block downfield, breaks the tackle, stiff arm.
Hope wins! An unbelievable comeback by the Dutch!
He turns that charm off. 1 second.
Hey, if I do it, then I'm doing it to death. Oh yeah, I'm influencing the ones that do it best. Oh yeah, start a movement with the crew. You got a few, we got a slew. We trying to do what they said that we couldn't do. Oh yeah, I ain't living with regrets. Ain't no limits, ain't no rest. Yeah, want money, power, respect. I want more, I wanna be blessed. We want the legacy. We got the hope and we bring in the remedy. Working it steadily. We want the glory. We want the blessing. If I do it, I'ma do it for the glory. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna do it for me. Kill it every day up in the morning. It's a blessing, so I do it for the glory. Hey, the glory. Hey, the glory. Hey, you know I do it for the glory. Hey, the glory. Hey, hey, when I do it, yeah, I do it for the glory. For the real, I know how they used to feel. Now I'm here up in the field, making these moves, making these deals. I made something out of nothing. I ain't bluffing, no discussion. Look at the numbers, I've been hustling. Little rough around the edges, still I made it though. Still I just been laying low. Man, I just feel grateful though. I know where I come from, man, I ain't alone. Yeah, and I feel so so blessed, too blessed to be stressed, and I'm with the day unos, they don't ride to the death. We got the legacy, we got the hope, and we bring in the remedy, working it steadily. We want the glory, we want the glory. If I do it, I'ma do it for the glory. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna do it for me. Kill it every day up in the morning. It's a blessing, so I do it for the glory. Hey, the glory. Hey, the glory. Hey, you know I do it for the glory. Hey, the glory. Hey, hey, when I do it, yeah, I do it for the glory.
Don't get me started, I'm pleading. If this is a race, can't none of y'all beat me. Boy, I'm so good, it feel like I'm cheating. The well of the storm, I feel like it's season. This type of drive could push Lamborghinis. So get yourself signed and have your own sneaker. I'm in the band, I'm pushing the meter. A legend like John for everyday people. I got the heart of a champion. I got the blood of a winner. I don't know how to be stagnant. I got way too much ambition. I keep on beating statistics. How would I be denied? My only option is winning. I'm crossing the finish line. Hey. I am the greatest. Nothing can stop me now. The time has come for me to take my crown. I am a champion. No one can slow me down. The world is mine. Once I cross the finish line, I'm number one. I put myself in a place where nothing can top me. I feel like I'm space. It's bigger than profit, but still I get paid. My thinking colossal, not minimum wage. Talk to the loss like I know the way. Stay on my job like who need a break? It wasn't possible, I heard him say, but I'm like MacGyver to all my mistakes. Running back home, now look at the bases. Been winning so long, I feel like a native. I got what you want, but you cannot take it. I do what you don't, cause I'm more creative. I put me on, no help for your favors. I'm breaking the mold to show you the flavors. I got control, you can't enable. I'm using my flaws to make me the greatest. I'm number one. I'm number one. I'm number one. Yeah, I'm number one. 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 Yeah, I'm number one. I'm number one. I am the greatest. Nothing can stop me now. The time has come for me to take my crown. I am a champion. No one can slow me down. The world is mine. Once I cross the finish line, I'm number one. I'm number one. I'm number one. Yeah, I'm number one. Once I cross the finish line, I'm number one. I'm number one. I'm number one. Yeah, I'm number one. I'm number one. I'm number one.
Believe you'll see it all comes together. My dream, I bleed, I'll give the better part of me. Be free, break free, release, destroy the enemy. Just breathe. Fight for the power. Stand your ground, don't let it go. Fight for the power. Can't be scared when you're in the dark. You should never let the fear make you run away. Fire still burning for another day. Fight for the power.
Oh, he's got another one! He's got another one!
Oh, wow. As that ball bounces across the middle, he is onside.
Last 4 minutes minutes of the first half. Pause.
Let's go. Hey, when we get the ball back, punish them.
Traffic with the and one. Going right, passing left. There's a touchdown pass to Strickland.
Raise your flag or even the score. Take your shot, ready for more. Surrender, there is no other choice. Set my soul free now. Light it up on fire. Bet on me, I got you. Pick a number.
Bassel with a block downfield, breaks the tackle, stiff arm.
You are looking live at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium on the campus of Hope College, the eastern edge of the little college by the inland sea. It's homecoming on campus today as the Flying Dutch host the Hornets of Kalamazoo College. The rain has headed to the east, the skies are cleared, and the sun is threatening to come out. My name is Scott Vanderstoop, and I am joined by my broadcast partner and voice of Hope College football and men's basketball, Mr. Mike Coleman. It's good to be back with you after, I don't know, I had to cover volleyball during Alma. Did anything happen at the Alma game? I don't remember.
We don't have
Too
enough
soon?
time to go over that. But,
Too soon.
It was one for the book, Stoop, so I'm sure you read all about it. A lot of people checked it out. Disappointing loss. But Hope has moved on, and as you find out, we will find out with Stoop's interview with Peter Stersma, the team has moved on as well. But we'll get to that in a minute. But, Stoop, we got the battle for the wooden shoes today against Kalamazoo, a team, like you said in your interview, that Hope has played the most ever, over 100 games, and it's always a nice rivalry on top of one big weekend.
First meeting was in 1910. We've had scores as memorable as 11-6 and 5-0, things you used to do with the Whitecaps perhaps. But yeah, we're going to hear about Kalamazoo and what Coach Stersma has been up to. Kalamazoo started hot at 3-0, as several teams in the MIAA did, including Hope, and they stumbled. And so we're going to talk to Coach Stersma about that as well. So while we have cleared the field, the players, the teams have gone to their locker room. We had a chance to talk to Coach Stersma about bye week, about Alma, and about the Hornets of Kalamazoo. So we will be back with that interview. But first, we're going to take this break. You're watching Hope College football on the Anchor Network.
Some call it naive. Others call it foolish. But hope has never been silenced by doubt. Hope is the unquiet heart, stirring, pounding, driving us towards something greater. It leans into what's wrong and lifts up what's right. It teaches, learns, discovers, imagines what could be, and brings it to life. Hope has to start somewhere. Why not here? Why not now? Why not us? The daring ones. Those who provoke possible, trigger curiosity, and incite joy. For us, hope is more than a word. It's a force, and we are its humble ambassadors. From the beginning to now, we don't just believe in hope, we dare to live it. Hope College. Dare to hope.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Welcome back to the press box at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium, where Mike Coleman and I are live as we prepare to bring you the call of the Hope College Flying Dutchman and the Kalamazoo College Hornets. A big rivalry, a battle for the shoes. We'll get a chance to break it down, but before we go to Stersma, your quick thought as we sort of prep for this?
Well, sure. Speaking of Stersma, the coach going for his 70th career victory. Seems like he just started, but he's been around 9 years as we head into this season. But, both teams looking for good things. Kalamazoo coming off a quick loss. We'll get to more of that. Hope coming off a big victory over upstart Trine last 2 weeks ago. We had a bye week, so we'll get into that. But first things first, we'll talk and see what's up with Coach Stersma.
We'll go to that interview right now. Coach Stersma never failed to find an opportunity to articulate very well his passion for Hope College and his team. So we're going to go to that right now, and we'll be back after this interview with Coach Stersma. We're here with head coach Peter Stersma as he prepares his team to take on Kalamazoo College. Coach, you've been doing this for 25 years. Your teams have garnered a lot of attention for their success. Perhaps the national attention at the end of the Alma game was unparalleled. Hundreds of thousands of social media views, getting the attention of places like CBS Sports and ESPN, and lots of commentary from football fans on social media. What strategies did you use to redirect your team to the focused job at hand, which was taking on Trine?
Number one, Snoop, I told them the truth. I told our players that the head of officials, commissioner, and the white hat from that game called us and said they missed it, should have been the other way. That's it. That is what it is. They were honest. They owned it, and unfortunately, you can't overturn that in the NCAA. But I want our players just to hear, like, okay, we have that ruling. It is what it is. We can't do anything about it. We have to move on. We have to move forward. We talked about life isn't fair sometimes, and that you can prepare as hard as you want and do all the things the right way, and it may not turn out your way. That's life. And I think if this is one of the toughest things our guys go through, they're gonna have a pretty good life. And so we also just wanted to focus our attention on Trine, because Trine didn't care that we had that, or didn't care that we had garnered all that attention. It didn't matter. They wanted to play a football game, and they did. They were a very good football team that we prepared for. We knew what we were going to see. I thought we started slow against Trine, and then we just started taking over, and I thought we dominated up front. I think it was a tale of two games. Defense dominated in the first half, offense dominated in the second half. And we did what we needed to do to get a win. And as we've always talked about, winning in college football is hard.
So you are coming off of a bye week, with the league now having an even number of teams. The MIAA has positioned it such that everybody has a bye week. So you're all in the same position coming into the 6th game of the season. At Hope College, what does a bye week look like for the coaches, for the players, and have you changed in your 9 years at Hope how you handle bye weeks?
We always try to be adaptive and innovative in the way we do it. We always do some research on what other teams do. I believe this, that a bye in the middle of the season is a good time. It's a good place. There's a lot of things that happen. Number one, our staff gets a day off. They had a day off last weekend, of course, after we played Trine. To start with, that's a huge deal for our staff to be able to go to the apple orchard with their family and things of that nature. But for our players, it also fell on fall break for our institution, which is very unusual. And so we gave our guys Monday off, brought our players back later on Tuesday. We were able to watch film, lift, condition, and things of that nature. Wednesday, Thursday practiced, and then Friday, we had a really good conditioning day and lifting on Friday so that we didn't have more than 2 days off, and then gave them Saturday, Sunday off. And we felt like that was a really good way to keep our guys focused, healthy, and getting back to the things that we are accustomed to, which is playing lights out and fast. And we've always traditionally played pretty well coming out of the break, coming off that bye, and that was a big focus for us. And just so happy with the way our guys really competed last week. We had some young guys that had a chance to scrimmage against each other a little bit, which is needed. We're into that midterm time of the year where our players also are getting tired from an academic fatigue, and so the break was really timely. Excited to see our guys today and see where we go.
Great. So it's homecoming, or as Hope calls it, one big weekend. When you coached high school, I suspect that was a big distraction as your guys were into it and the court and all of that. Probably less of a distraction for college players, but is it a distraction for Coach Stersma, who's got maybe former players you played with, former players you coached, Board of Trustees members, friends and donors of the college, all would like a minute or two of Pete Stersma's time. What is Coach Stersma, and what are your strategies for handling homecoming week?
Well, you're right. We used to call it in high school distraction week, and without question, and for obvious reasons and things of that nature. So, but what I did find at the college level is there's just more people that are going to be around campus and those kinds of things, and that's my job to deflect that from our team and from our players. And so, if they want any type of my time, that's great, because then it's away from our players. And so our players we're very routine with our guys and very scheduled with what we want to do and what we want to accomplish throughout the week. So we stay on that schedule. We're backed up an hour on game day, which gives them a little additional time to sleep in. But after that, it's still game day as usual. And so there's just more people watching, but we also use it as a positive because the Orange and Blue Nation show up in rare form on homecoming weekend.
Sure. Speaking of the Orange and Blue Nation, your opponent this week is Kalamazoo College. Hope has played K more than any other team in the history, over 100 times. Two great schools that prioritize the student experience, that prioritize academics. Your team, Hope, has won a substantially larger number of games against the Hornets over the first game was 1910. Do you have a different kind of preparation or a different kind of concern when Hope Nation kind of, to be honest with you, expects you to beat K because historically you have?
So as I've told you before, last year means nothing. 10 years ago means nothing. 60 years ago means really nothing to this year's team. We don't talk about that a lot. We, of course, embrace tradition and the tradition of what we are about, but it's an opponent on our schedule that we have to get ready to play for. And in our league, there's so much parity in our league. There's so much parity as we've talked in college football these days. And so we really don't focus on anything other than what we have to do this week in preparation for Kalamazoo College. So I don't mean to burst your bubble on that question, but that's the way it is. We really don't utilize the history of this. This is about this week, this team, this year, this organization of what we're doing to get better.
I got to play the role. Anyway, last question for you, Coach. K College started out hot, 3 big non-league wins, including a trip to Dallas where they came home with a victory over Austin College. And then they hit the skids. 2 very close MIAA games. I'm sure if you ask the K folks, those were winnable games. They've outrushed their opponents. They've outpassed their opponents. What parts of your game need to be operating at the high level in order to get a victory over the Hornets?
So defensively, we need to really defend the pass. They're very good. They have really good schematically sound things again, in their passing game. And they can run it better than they have been able to in the past, which of course puts your defense on the heels. And last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, against Tryon, we struggled a little bit on defense when we needed to. And so those are things that we're going to show up for sure. And offensively, we need to be able to mix in run with a pass and be able to be more balanced. I think there are times when we're heavily run, heavily pass, but again, I think the balance of that is huge. But I feel like we're getting better and better and clicking on both sides of the ball. And I think some things that we also have to shore up, special teams. Special teams are huge in our game. They've been huge over the last couple of weeks, and that's going to be huge for us as we go down the stretch. And so those 3 things obviously have to play well together. And I can't wait for our guys to get back into the routine because I think routine matters and I think the structure matters for our guys. And I'm fired up to see them thrive.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck against Kalamazoo.
Appreciate it, Stu.
That was head coach Peter Stersma as he gets his team prepared to take on the Hornets of Kalamazoo College. Mike Coleman and I will have the call. Kickoff is moments away, and we'll be back with that after this break. You are watching Hope College Football on the Anchor Network.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
We are back at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. Scott Vanderstoop along with Mike Coleman as we are minutes away from the kickoff between the Hope College Flying Dutch and the Kalamazoo College Hornets. The Hope College Flying Dutch come in with a record of 4-1, 1-1 in the MIAA with a victory over Trine and a loss at home to Alma. The Hornets got off to a fast start. They went 3-0, and then they dropped their 2 non-league games, two of them both very close, under head coach Jamie Zorbo. This rivalry dates back longer than any other rivalry. Hope College has had the upper hand, winning more than 2/3 of the game. Their first one went back to 1910, Mike Coleman, where the Hornets defeated the Dutchmen 11-6. Sounds maybe like a slow-pitch softball game. And Hope did not win its first one until 1918 on a field that wasn't yet indicated. The history books don't even say where they played. And a barn burner, 14-13. So someone was kicking PATs anyway.
I don't think they had that event until the 30s, but I digress.
It's an exciting day. It's homecoming here. It's been one big weekend. The men's soccer team defeated Albion in a big match this morning at 11 o'clock. Our volleyball team went on the road and defeated the Britons. The other undefeated team in the MIAA, they both sat at 3-0. And actually the Brits, against a big crowd, in the presence of a big crowd, took a set off of the Flying Dutch. But Hope remains undefeated in MIAA soccer, MIAA volleyball. They have their destiny in their own hands. And here on the football field, the Hope College Flying Dutchmen do not have their own destiny in their hands because they need some help from league opponents or from something called the National Power Index. Your thoughts on the rest of the season, today, postseason?
Well,
it is a wide open question. This is an essay question, not fill in the blank.
Yeah, everything that Hope can control, they're going to have to. They got to win out for sure with any chance in the postseason. But they're coming off a wild win against Trine. So is Kalamazoo in their wild loss. So they've got some challenging games. And this is one of the better teams Kalamazoo has had under Jamie Zorbo. And a lot of years they can score some points. They got a pretty stout rush defense. But I just think they got to take one game at a time. I know it's a cliche, but that is Peter Stersma's mantra.
Both teams had a bye last week. Hope College has moved up to 19th in the AFCA football national rankings. As you see Coach Stersma down on the field getting ready to bring his guys out. They all touch the anchor, and then they will proceed tunneled by the cheer and dance team. Kalamazoo to our right comes out to a much more modest welcome as they have traveled a few parents and friends, and they come from the southern sideline. And here comes Hope, led by its captains. And this never gets old, Mike.
No, it's fantastic. It's a nice tradition, especially with the anchor in front of the Jim Hiringa Athletic Center. Big crowd on hand. We've had great crowds all year. It's homecoming. It's the highlight of the year, the highlight of the energy, and a wooden shoes battle that goes back over 100 years.
Hope College has been averaging 42 points a game. Kalamazoo can also score, as you mentioned. They average 30 for those. They are led by a quarterback, at least for the last few weeks, who has been pretty successful. However, in last week's game, he got injured. And what do we know about that, Mike?
Well, Dawson Scoopin, the fine quarterback, out probably for the rest of the year, if not the foreseeable future. But Braden Ledeen stepped in, only 7 pass attempts all season long. Well, all he did was light Olivet up in a losing effort, 353 yards and 4 touchdown passes. So I think the quarterback situation for Kalamazoo is still going to be in good hands.
We'll get to Kalamazoo's starting lineup once the game goes, but we got a chance here, and we're going to check some Hope College starting lineups while we have a little bit of time. We'll start with the offense. Oh, we are going to first do our anthem, and we will do that. And here is the public address announcer, Mr. Tom Davalar.
Please enjoy our national anthem, performed as always by a friend of the program, Mr. Lee Greenwood. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad spikes and bright stars through the perilous fight
And thank you, Mr. Tom Davilar, the longtime public address announcer at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. Now, with the help of our boss, Freddie Velasquez, we will have a chance to take a look at the Hope College offense, starting lineups. We'll start with offense. Their tackles, senior Brett Showers staffs the left side, 6'6", 3 spins and 7 from Mason. The other tackle, sophomore, 6'2", 270, Jeremiah Libma from Orlando, FLA, one of the two Libma twins. We hope their family and friends are watching, where it is expected to be 83 degrees today, Mike Coleman, in Orlando. Kemper Millis is one of the guards. He sits on the left side to protect along with Showers. He's a senior, 6'1", 3 spins plus 15. He went to Mona Shores. Timothy Clay, 6'1", junior, 249 from Byron Center. And the big man from downriver, Rob McAleese, senior, 6'1", 266 from Brownstown. It's been an impressive group under Hunter Thompson.
Yeah, it has been. McAleese anchors that offensive line. Timothy Clay and Kemper Millis making their 12th and 9th start respectively. A young line start-wise, but good experience coming in with a lot of game experience between those three.
Let's go down to the field and see if we can pick up the coin toss before we continue with our lineups.
Call his heads. It is a tail. Hope you won the toss. Hope has won the toss and elected to defer. Kalamazoo will receive the opening kickoff. Good luck, gentlemen.
That's white hat referee Adam Layton taking care of the pregame honors. That's always fun to watch. We'll continue with these starting lineups if we can before the kickoff. We'll go to the very talented receiving corps. Well, we have a temporary graphics disablement, but we can do it anyway. We are that good, Coleman. It's a talented group. Junior Eli Vanderveen, 6'5", 208, great frame from Hudsonville. Johnny Rowan Blanton, junior, 5'10", 182 from Rockford. I knew Freddie could get it back. And then junior Travis Meyer, 6'1", 175. Forest Hills Northern, Ada, Michigan native. Lots of good things come from Ada, Michigan, I hear, Mike Coleman.
Yeah, good group. Eli Vanderveen, slow start for him, but he's coming on. First down, Johnny Rowan Blanton, 4th in the league in touchdown receptions, and Travis Myers having a breakout year. He's their big play receiver, averaging 19 yards per catch.
Just finishing up now the starting lineup. Seth Lumen is our H-back, 6', 225 junior from Stony Creek. Cal Motter is the running back, sophomore from Lawton, 5'10", 194. And it's all run by Alex Stoll, junior, 5'10", 190 from Schoolcraft via Grand Valley and Tarleton State. We'll get the defense as soon as this kickoff takes place. We are underway, and here with the play-by-play is Mike Coleman.
Well, thank you, Scott Vanderstoop, and a very dangerous return duo of Carson Moat and Lucas Hannafin. Watch that ball roll into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 for Kalamazoo. Let's look at the offensive starters for the Hornets.
Well, actually, let's do defense. Let's do Hope defense first. Up front, the ends are Tate Bezo, 6'3", junior, 248 from Saline, and Tyler Radley from John Glenn, 6'1", sophomore, 234. Interior, Jake Punches, sophomore, 6', 246, and Caleb Parlberg, 6'2", senior at 258. The linebackers are a talented group. It's Micah Bush from Unity Christian, Colton Skur from South Christian, and Yogi Bryce Debris, all seniors. Debris from DeWitt, they will definitely miss them when they come back. The corners are Austin Harvey and Lorenzo Viti. Harvey, a junior, 6'1", 196, and Viti, a junior, 6', 175. Dearborn Divine Child via the U.S. Naval Academy. The safeties are Tyson Mann from Granville, 6'1", junior at 184, and Owen Graham, senior, 5'11", 215 from Caledonia. And I stole the first play from you, but that's a talented group run by Jacob It
is, especially the first 7. It's a rush group that's 22nd in the nation against the rush, and that's what Kalamazoo starts with, 1st and 10. 2nd down and 9. Ladine pass near side complete to a very good Lucas Hannafin, is his favorite target, dancing and skipping around to the 37, where a very pass-heavy Kalamazoo offense will have a 1st down on their 2nd play of the game.
Hannafin has been their receiver with the most catches. Taking a look quickly at the offense, it is Braden Ledeen filling in for Dawson Scoopin. His running back is Connor Bell from Detroit Catholic Central, 5'10", senior, 2 spins. 4 wide receivers, Lucas Hannafin, the aforementioned from Ann Arbor Pioneer, Carson Moat from North Muskegon, Aaron Zeckman from Bloomfield Hills, and Jaden Johnson from Muskegon Catholic.
Boy, Parleberg went over the line. The scrimmage came back as the ball's up for grabs. Good tip away on the near side. Lorenzo Vitti with the breakup. I thought that might be encroachment by the Hope defense, but Parleberg, the 4-year starting senior from Alto, Michigan, able to get back in time, incomplete.
The offensive line for Kalamazoo, the tackles are Mario Pomorski. He sits on the left side protecting Ledeen. He's 6 foot 260 and a sophomore. The other tackle, Alex Winter, a Lowell Red Arrow, 6'2", 270. The guards are Sam Reynolds from Three Rivers and Travis Shemwell from Chelsea, and the man in the middle, Alex Russell, sophomore from Lake Orion.
Thank you, Scott. 2nd and 10, pass a little bit too high, intended for the tight end. I want to go back to the offensive line, Scott, for Kalamazoo. They started 4 freshmen last year, and now they've got all those freshmen in the starting role once again, and they are anchored around Travis Shemwell, the senior guard out of Chelsea. A young line, but the rushing is actually getting a little bit better. They've had issues the last few years.
And it's often you'll see a sophomore on the roster. They haven't played a snap, but they're not true. They played a lot last year.
Absolutely, and that'll help in the long run. Ledeen in trouble, and he's wrapped up and dropped. Initial hit. Who came on first? And that was Bryce Debris.
Yogi.
And followed up by Liam Danitz, the leading sack man in the MIAA. But Bryce Debris, the senior out of DeWitt, sacks Ledeen. It'll be a punting situation for the Hornets on the first possession here at Hope.
We didn't get a chance to talk about that linebacker crew, that core, all seniors, all with lots of experience. They will be badly missed next year. That's a good group.
That is a great group, and they're coming off a year where they had great linebackers. Cole Luman retired, Andrew Debris, Bryce's brother, retired from college, and they're picking right up where they left off. Here's a running punt by Moat, and that hits a Hope player. Gets a Kalamazoo bounce, but we're going to see where they're going to mark this football. It looks like a big break for the Flying Dutchman, Stu.
It was a bad snap, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that the punter was Noah Dunkel, perhaps.
No, for Kalamazoo, yeah, it was Moat for them. Carson Moat is the. Oh, you thought it went off?
No,
Dunkel?
yes, no. I stand corrected. You are correct, and it hit. I don't know who it hit. Might have hit Maddox Greenfield. No, he's on kicks, so I don't know who it kicked.
Well, a break nonetheless for Hope as they start in Kalamazoo field position, which is nice. How about this Hope offense, Stoop? They're 507 yards of total offense, 17th in the nation, over 500 yards last week or 2 weeks ago in the win over Trine. Back to throw is Thole on first down, being pressured, scrambles out of the pocket, able to elude some pressure, but falls forward. Got a positive gain, and that's what Thole has been able to bring to the table this year, as well as his passing, Scott.
Well, you talk about the 500-plus yards total offense. In 3 of the first 5 games, Thole has had 300-plus in the air. If you ask Andrew Hawken, we're a run-first team, but Thole has certainly added a big dimension with his passing.
Yeah, he really has. Shades of Ben Wellman last year, and straight off left tackle, nothing fancy there. As A.J. Martell, 6th in the MIAA with 331 yards rush, tops on this team with a hefty play. First down Hope as they roll along on their second play.
Really been Martell and Motter all year. Martell with more yards. Motter has been more explosive. He's the one with the longest run. I think he's got a 63-yarder. But it's really been the two of them, kind of 1A and 1B.
Agreed. Power sweep. Johnny Rowan Blanton gets a break on the outside, trying to get that seam, picks up positive yardage as he dives forward to the Kalamazoo 30. And I want to go back to the running back thing, Scott. You got a kid, Trey Goike, out of Orchard Lake St. Mary. He's averaging 8 yards a carry and spot carries, and he's been dynamite for a team that averages 5 per carry as a team. Goike's really stood out.
As I meet with Andrew Hawken and Jacob Pardonnet before the games, Hawken is a big fan of Goike and is very excited about his future. Probably not enough footballs to go around because I'm sure he'd get more opportunities.
And Goike, only a freshman, on 2nd down and 5, pass to Vanderveen, like we mentioned in the pregame. He had 3rd on the team last year in receptions. He had some injuries to deal with the first couple games, but picks up his first grab and another first down for the Flying Dutchman for a drive that started on the Kalamazoo 8. They're flirting with the red zone. 48, excuse me.
Yeah, it's nice to see Vanderveen back. He had a good year last year. He missed one game, but he didn't have any receptions against Loras. He didn't have any against Trine, and only one against MSJ and 2 against Alma. So he is explosive.
Liam Young, the slot receiver, along with Griffiths on the near side as they keep it straight up the middle. Not much. That Kalamazoo rush defense, pretty stout themselves. Second in the league, just over 2 yards per rush, and 18th in the nation, giving up just 71 yards per game as they hold the Hope to a 2-yard carry. Second down and 8.
We didn't get a chance to check the Kalamazoo defense. We'll do it in pieces. Their defensive ends are Bryce Ballabush, another Lowell boy, 6 foot 250 senior, and the other is Dylan Gackey, 6 foot 240 senior from Wixom. And the nose guard, Noel Janiga, another Lowell kid, 6 foot 250 and a junior.
Yeah, I heard his brother play for Lowell last night and went over Sparta. And speaking of, Trey Goike came into the game, gets the handoff, picks up a couple yards. The freshman off the right hip of Alex Lowell, 3rd and a long 6.
Middle linebacker for the Hornets, Corey Garrison II from West Bloomfield, 5'11", 205 senior. The wide linebacker, Raymond Cargill from Forest Hill Central, 5'9", 195 junior. And the X-linebacker, Leonard Humphreys II from Roseville, 6'3", 230 and a sophomore.
Thank you, Scott. Led the nation last year in third down conversions, did Hope 48% in 2025. Thole loves to go to his running backs, and that is a perfect example. You've got guys like Kel Motter and A.J. Martell with 10 receptions and 6 receptions respectively, and Thole loves to go to his running back, Scott, and picks up a chain mover.
How about Travis Myers sustaining that block? At first I thought, we'll have to confirm, at first I thought it was 6, but I think it was Travis Myers who was able to hold that block, convert 1st and 10.
Absolutely. That's something they really work on, those blocks downfield, any extra yardage on first down. Straight up the middle, Martell has to dance, hit high, nowhere to go, and he is brought down by a host of Kalamazoo jerseys on first down.
Let's take a look at the rest of the K defense. In the secondary, their strong safety is Ben Morris, Berkeley High School, 6'10", 190 and a senior. The free safety, Jalen Bowles Swain from Canton, 6 foot 180 and a senior. Their corners are Alex Pepin from Granville, 6 foot 170 and a senior, and Brandon Speed, 5'9", 160 senior from Winter Garden, Florida. With a name like Speed, you got to play corner, don't you think?
He's ironically the fastest on the team. 9 career interceptions between the 4, all seniors in that back 4 defense. Martell running hard, gets a break, lowers the head, into the end zone, touchdown Dutchman. Straight power off left guard. And a beautiful block by Kemper Millis, the senior out of Muskegon Mona Shores, to spring him initially.
I think the legendary Michigan coach Bo Schembechler might say, we got that the old-fashioned way.
Certainly did. How about that? 48-yard drive, looking on the replay. Lumen was in motion, and the handoff all over the left side. Boy, power running by Martell, the all-time Mason High School leading rusher in that high school's history. Caden Balkin, field goal or extra point is up and true as the sun makes its way a little bit brighter now. Hope College with their first drive, 7-0, 8:21 left in the first here from Hope.
We didn't finish. We'll keep it here as there's usually a pretty quick turnover. We did not finish. The last defender I didn't mention is Marcus Petty. He's the nickelback, 6 foot 190 junior. Mostly Michigan kids on this team. But he hails from Crossville, Tennessee, Mike Coleman, population 12,785. And you think, who's famous besides Marcus Petty? Well, several, including Marjorie Weaver, who starred as Mary Todd Lincoln, next to Abe Lincoln, played by the very able Henry Fonda, and somebody we might remember, Earl Lloyd, who was the very first African-American to play in an NBA game. He wasn't from Crossville, Tennessee, but he retired there. He also was the head coach of the Detroit Pistons following the year that Dave DeBusschere was the player coach. Crossville, Tennessee, population 12,875.
I will never believe you when you tell me you have no time for game prep anymore. I remember Dave DeBusschere, 24-year-old interim coach. He was a player coaching guys much older than him.
Yes, and indeed. So Lloyd, the general manager at the time, he was drafted by the Washington Capitals, played for the Syracuse Nationals in 1955 it was, and they wanted the general manager wanted to appoint him in 1 year, but they picked DeBuscher instead. And then the next year they hired Crossville resident Earl Lloyd.
Well, how about that? Thank you, Scott. Pass intended.
Are you better for knowing it? I don't know.
I'm always better for knowing
I think
those
Crossville,
factoids.
Tennessee is better. They're trending now, I think, on Instagram.
I was going to guess Dolly Parton, but I'm way off. So Carson Moat, the intended receiver, trying to go for the circus catch, and blanket coverage. 2nd down and 10. Slow start for this offense for Kalamazoo. On 2nd down, looking near side, now rolling is Ledeen being pressured. Danitz! Boy, you've got Danitz bearing down on you, Scott. 6'5" speed, national 200-meter speed, and Ledeen goes down for a loss.
Yeah, and you know when you pull the guard on that side, it opens up a spot, and Danitz is just too fast. That's something that I think they'll probably put in their notebook for future call sheet opportunities.
12th tackle for loss for Danitz. He comes in 2nd in the league in that category. He is lightning quick, the senior out of West Branch. 3rd down and 13, deep in their own zone, man in motion. Ledeen, straight drop back from the gun, scrambling, in trouble, has to go over the middle, passes high, and that one is, did he catch that? He did. Great grab.
Play. Absolutely.
Beautiful grab. And then is Aaron Zeckman, the freshman, with a nice reception. Excuse me, Zeckman, the junior out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, came in 25 grabs, 2nd on the team, 1st down Kalamazoo.
That floated through the air. You thought plenty of time to knock it down, but indeed it went through about 3 Dutchmen, and great play by Zeckman.
Pitch, Connor Bell wrapped up, good. Arm tackle, Bryce Debris wrapped Bell up on his first carry for a 2-yard pickup. Stupa, a Kalamazoo rushing offense, trying to find their way, just 120 yards a game, 7th out of 8 teams. But boy, that passing game of theirs is incredible.
I was on the field before the game, and I had a quick chance to talk to Jacob Pardonnet. I said, Coach, what are you thinking? He said, I'm excited. I said, what are you thinking about the game? He said, we have to be explosive, we have to be quick to the ball, and we have to get ready for multiple formations.
Yeah, they do throw a lot at you. There's Moat, the quick hitter. We saw a lot of that in the Mount St. Joseph game. Just little down-and-out patterns, and Ledeen was able to float one for Moat for his grab, his 8th of the year out of North Muskegon. And we heard that in the pregame. You talked with Peter Stersma. They give you a lot of formations. They throw a lot at you. And this defense, Scott, has been tested. The last 3 weeks, they've given up 30 points per game. But they managed to score 38. 3rd down and 6. Big play for Kalamazoo. Faking the pitch. Ledeen in trouble, and he goes down. Oh, Liam Danitz once again.
It looked like he beat Alex Russell on kind of a swim move, and he just had a clear shot home, and it'll bring up 4th down. Great play.
227 pounds of just explosive defensive end material for Liam Danitz. I think he did do the swim move, and Danitz with his 7.5 sack of the year, and that'll force a punting situation.
There aren't many people who are going to be able to be all-conference in 2 college sports, but indeed, Liam Danitz could be one of those. Wow.
Whoa, line drive. Returned is even more impressive. Gavin Reams caught it in stride. It looked like a pass about 4 feet above the turf, and Reams took it for a small return. But
Carson Moat has had 2 very unorthodox kicks. The first one, maybe not any fault of his own because it was a bad snap, but kind of the Australian attempt, and it was a laser that I don't think got over anybody's head. But this time it didn't hit anybody. And boy, I tell you what, that was a high risk, high reward for Hope, because that was a tough one to catch.
I have never seen a punt stay that low and maintain its trajectory. Didn't even have a trajectory. It was parallel to the turf on 1st down. Thole wants to put it in the air, and he does. He finds his receiver. That's Caden DeHorn, who had his first career touchdown reception against these Kalamazoo Hornets last year in a 49-18 victory at Kalamazoo.
I had the fun pleasure, now I don't want to say I remember her after all these years, but as soon as I saw her, I recognized Steph Paul DeHorn walking down 10th Street after my workout this morning at the Dow Center, and that is Caden's aunt, and she comes to all of the games, and she was there with her lovely family, including her husband, who played baseball for Stu Fritz.
How about that? Reception, fumble, and that one is recovered by Kalamazoo. Now the question is, was it a completed pass? Was it a reception and then a fumble? We'll find out.
I don't want to talk about this. But if you're asking, I think that's a fumble because he had reception and he made a football play.
I agree.
It sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, 3 weeks ago maybe. I think I still have PTSD from that play, but that was one for the books. Well, that was a great sell on the play option by Alex Thole, and he had a wide open receiver. The referees are going to talk about things on the 20-yard line where the fumble was recovered, but he was wide open.
Yeah, we'll see what Crew has to say here.
I think that's a good call.
I do. Looks very similar to one that we saw not too long ago here. So, good hit, good stick in the backfield with the, I believe it was Brandon Speed, the corner, but we actually I didn't pick up who made the original hit, but good play by Kalamazoo. I didn't get a chance to mention on defense, Raymond Cargill, their wide blocker, 5'9", 195, from Forest Hill Central, has a. Go ahead, Mike.
Pass on the flat and positive yardage on the far side. Works his way to the 26-yard line on first down for the Hornets.
So Cargill, I was going to say this, but then Hope turned the ball over, has a younger brother, Brandon Cargill, whose name you're going to get to know this year. He is a freshman from Forest Hill Central, and according to Coach Ken George in my exchanges with him, is going to be on the varsity roster. So a very talented family, one playing football at K and one playing basketball at Hope. It is an they need to be like the MIAA parents. We should need to come up with an MIAA parent award.
Well, Hope not buying the fake on that strategery by Ladine. 3rd down and 8, a couple-yard loss. Speaking of Cargill, he came off a great game against Olivet a couple weeks ago. 11 tackles. He comes in 3rd in the league.
11
He was
solos.
amazing.
That was unbelievable.
He's our leading tackler.
Yep.
3rd down and 8.
Caleb Parlberg in the game.
Pressure. Parlberg. Ladine has to get rid of it. Somehow was caught by Moat, but he's going nowhere as he is swarmed under. Vitti comes into the backfield, followed by Bryce Debris.
I think Keaton Hendricks may have been in there too, unless that was a it was Hendricks who put a stick on him. But how about Parlberg, who had sat out the previous play, must have gotten exactly the rest he needed because he really put the wood to Ladine, and that'll bring up 4th down and another kicking situation. And these have been kind of entertaining here. 3rd punt already.
And it's not like Moat is a poor kicker. He averages 35 a game. He's had a 56-yarder, but the running kick has been interesting. By the way, that fumble by Hope is only their 2nd lost fumble of the year. They came in 8th in the nation with fewest turnovers. That's only their 4th turnover of the year. Standing back at his own 42 is Gavin Reams. Reams averaging 15 yards of return and another squibby kick. Big bounce for Reams. Stutter step at the 40. Makes a Hornet miss. Another miss. Still on his feet. My goodness, he got the most out of that return with a 12-yarder. Crawls his way into Hornet territory. Hope starts out in good field position once again.
Finally, Tommy Curtis was able to drag him down, but that was not the Australian-style kick. That was just a straight-up 2-step punter, and it was another liner. It's not unlike some of my golf shots, though. It doesn't go very far, but if it rolls, it rolls.
You're preaching to the club. Join the club. 9-play, 48-yard touchdown drive for Hope's first touch. And they were on the move before their fumble resulted in Kalamazoo hands. They start for the 2nd time in Kalamazoo territory. Thole in the flat, complete. Far side, room to run. Martell, power on power, diving for the 1st down pylon and taking a tremendous hit out of that secondary. My goodness. That was Tommy Kartis, the linebacker, who had 7 tackles last week, but he's going to sit out of play.
Alex Thole came in with a 177, I think it was, QBR. He's at 189 here through his first 5 attempts, 5 for 5, 53 yards.
Yeah, 13th in the nation in passing efficiency, 73% completion rate as Martell gets a breather. Good stick. Coming up from the secondary is number 13, Brody Quinn, but not before picking up a couple yards. Martell on that reception was marked out short It'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Martell back in, by the way, his 7th catch of the year. 2 previous plays. Jumbo package in as well. We've got Jack Goldie, the tight end, checks in on the far side. H-back Seth Lumen, all conference last year, to the left side. Goldie to the right, excuse me. As Hope moving right to left on 3rd and short. Going to keep it on the ground, try to get the first down. It's going to be tight, Scott.
Yeah, that's what Hawk calls his 12 personnel. So he brings 2 tight ends. Lumen plays kind of a tight end, although he's 1 step off, with 1 running back. And pretty well played by Kalamazoo. I got to believe Hawk probably felt like at this spot in the field that he probably was looking at 2 plays.
I think so. Hope has won the field possession and the field movement battle. 4th and inches. Hope 4 of 8 on the year. Martell once again. Big hole. More. First down 30. Down to the 25, and he's high tackled. Martell straight up over center. Rob McAleese, the senior out of Brownstown, Michigan, with a key block, and Hope picks up the chain moving first down.
The big man from downriver led the charge, and then after we got past those top 7, it was just tough to get him down. It's great speed there, great explosion.
Boy, he just breaks so fast out of the line, doesn't he, Stoop, with that initial 2-3 steps, and he's gone. Stays in the game, lining up on the right hip of Thole. By the way, Martell averaging just over 5 yards a carry. Play action to Martell. Thole looking towards the end zone. He's got a backhanded catch, receiver at the 2-yard line. And that is Caden DeHorn with a nice grab. First and goal.
Big boy play there. There were 2 defenders. Thole was out naked on the right side as he did some play action, and wow, what a great play. That is a big-time college football play. We have reached the end of the first quarter of play. That's going to give us a chance to take a breather. Hope dominating the game and up by 1 score on the scoreboard, 7-0. We will be back with more right after this. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
If I do it, I'ma do it for the glory. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna do it for me. I kill it every day up in the morning. It's a blessing, so I do it for the glory. The glory, the glory. You know I do it for the glory. The glory, when I do it, yeah, I do it for the glory.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
Hope College is proud to welcome our Alumni H Club members back to campus this weekend. Athletic alumni who completed 1 full season on an intercollegiate team at Hope College. Our members of H Club, Mike Coleman, I once asked, is the 11th man on a 12-man JV team on basketball eligible? And Tim Schoonveld said, no. Here with the play-by-play is Mike Coleman.
Thanks, Stoop. Opening seconds of the second quarter. Nice trip up as Martell was storming towards the end zone, but trying to prevent that was Nolan Janinga, the junior out of Lowell. And how about 2 Red Arrows anchoring to that front 3 or front 4 for Kalamazoo defensively?
Great tribute to a great town and a great history of successful high school football. Noel Dean got all that started back in the 80s, and they've really been, not top 5 every year, but they certainly have been a tournament team most years for 30 years.
I had a privilege of starting my broadcast career with Lowell and went to the Ford Field Championships a couple times.
Who were you working for?
I was working for Lowell.
You were the Lowell broadcaster?
I was the voice of the Lowell Red Arrows for a number of years. My thanks, Al Ekman, if you're listening. I can't thank you enough for getting me into something, fortunately or unfortunately for the rest of you having to listen. But he gave me a shot, a great high school program with a really nice group of resources and great people, and I couldn't be more grateful. 2nd down and goal. Thole selling the fake. He's got the end zone. Oh, and he's hit. I don't know if he saw that cornerback coming at him, Scott Vanderstoep, but he gets into the end zone for 6.
I don't think he did because
he
maybe celebrated a little too prematurely, and it looked like if I can.
It was Alex Pepin who was trying to lay the wood
Yeah,
on
I think
him.
it was. It was Alex Pepin, and he did actually make a fair hit on him because he hadn't crossed the line. But good for Thole for keeping the ball, and Hope up 2 scores.
It's been all Hope College. If you just joined us, 9-play, 48-yard drive for the Flying Dutchman. Now Alex Thole with another rushing touchdown. 14-0 Hope College. And while we have a minute, we've got some updated scores. Coming into today's play, Scott, we didn't get to this. Adrian and Alma have the top one-loss record in the conference at 2-0. Adrian is at Calvin today, and it's all Adrian, 35-0. We'll see the Bulldogs soon enough, one of the upstarts in D3 football. And then Alma was up big. Albion trying to put up a fight, but 34-21 at halftime for the Alma Scots as both of those teams try to remain perfect.
And we had Thursday night football in the MIAA this year. And so there are only 3 games today. You're a big fan of Adrian. You like what you've seen so far.
I do. You can believe me or you don't, folks checking in, but when I saw what was going on with Adrian, and they got a quarterback from Mount Union, and I just had a feeling they were going to be the MIAA sleeper in football this year.
Well, we're going to have to play him, and it's
at Adrian this year.
And if Adrian can, end up with a strong record, and we can beat him, and if Calvin can end up, 6-3 or 7-2, that might help our numbers as well, because it's all about NPI at that point after the automatic qualifiers. We can talk about that in a little bit, but as we're getting settled in here for another K College possession, let me remind you, Hope fans, you're invited to use the new Hope ticketing system in order to order single game tickets and family passes online for upcoming home events this fall, including football, both basketballs. Purchase 1 family pass for $30 or 5 for $100. Use the family passes at any home event. Order online to tickets.hope.edu, or for those of you who still use a phone, 616-395-7890.
Speaking of tickets, I'm looking across the football stadium off to our right end zone, and I have never seen cars parked up there. We must have some sort of attendance. The Haringa Athletic Center is filled. We've got 2 private boxes on the far side. A lot more Kalamazoo fans have showed up, lined up on the end zone. It's a wonderful sight. You can see the cars in the video off in the distance. Have you ever seen that before, Stu?
I haven't, and they've added a second luxury box, and it's so nice out that everyone who purchased the box as a donation to the Hope Orange and Blue Fund is outside. Who would have thought they'd be outside on October 18th? But it's indoor-outdoor. If you're interested, contact Stu Fritz of our development office, former head baseball coach, who is, I think what happened, Coleman, is that he sold out the one because I talked to somebody, I think, from McIntyre Bank who bought the Calvin one, and I think Stu just brought in another one. So, hey, this is a good deal. And so if you want to enjoy with your workplace or your family, call Stu Fritz at Hope College, and you can have a lot of fun in those what do you call them, skybox. I don't know what you can call them, ground boxes.
Skybox today for sure. 2nd and 9. Ladine in trouble, manages to elude, and he passes that one to Zeckman for a short gain. But sorry, Scott, I ran into Johnny Rowan Blanton's parents, Aaron, especially talked to his dad, and he was sitting in the box off to our left, and he had a perfect angle of that hook and ladder incomplete pass call in Hope's loss to Alma, and he was right there, and we had a chance to unfortunately revisit that memory in Hope College football history, but it was always good to run into Aaron, or AA Ron, as I like to call him.
Only the second first down at Kalamazoo so far today.
Yeah, it's been all negative yardage rushing for the Hornets. Short gain out the right side for Bell once again. And a rushing team that's second to last in the MIAA. But, boy, you talk about this Hope front four. They have just bottled up, for the most part, rushing offenses this year. I know Trine and Alma had about 130-something yards, but still very, very stout. Rolling right, Ladine. Launch. That one picked off. Picked off. Owen Graham with his 3rd grab interception of the year. And Hope will take over deep in Kalamazoo territory. Boy, he just has had a nose for the football, the Caledonia Scot.
Putting out his big left paw and grabbing it on the run. That reminded me of Ian Rampersand hitting the anchor reminded him, Ian Rampersand went up high on a scramble play about 6 years ago, and it looked a lot like that. This was on defense, and he gets to wear the anchor on that one, absolutely.
Is that a new development? He gets sunglasses, too, as you can see.
Yeah, no, we've had some reporting on this.
Okay, I've never
the
noticed
anchor
it.
investigative team has been following the anchor. We haven't quite decided what is discriminating, what qualifies, I think, and we don't know who the judges panel are, but we'll keep the investigative team on that.
Well, a team that doesn't cough the football up much, just the third interception of the year for Kalamazoo, and now Thole in business on 1st and 10, has time, going for the end zone, wide open, far side, touchdown. First down, Johnny turns into a touchdown, Johnny. I believe that is John. No, check that. That is
Travis.
not Travis Myers.
Big play. That's classic Andrew Hawken. You get a little momentum, you get a fumble, you get something. It's shot time, and he does that more often than not. And he's like, I've got the field position, I've got the momentum, let's take a shot. Perfect execution.
Sure was. Travis Myers, how about his 4th touchdown of the year? And after 20 straight points by Hope against Trine in that 4th quarter, in that win, 55-35, they're up 20-0, make it 21 as Caden Balkin, the all-time extra point leader in Hope College history, taking advantage of the turnovers. Scott Vanderstoop, that's what Hope did. And on homecoming, one big week, and it's all Hope with a lot of football left.
More than 500 students participate in Hope's athletic program each year. Our student athletes and our coaches are passionate about using sports, academics, and service to shape their time at Hope. You can join their team by making a gift to the Orange and Blue Fund, something Jill and I do a couple of times a year. Gifts are used to enhance the student-athlete experience, as well as providing access to college for all Hope students. For more information, visit hope.edu/orange and blue. I believe there has to be an amendment to that, perhaps, Mike Coleman, that the Orange and Blue Fund could be used to underwrite the broadcast team's executive washroom. We haven't yet achieved that goal on the strategic plan.
The funding or the washroom?
You've left. Here with the play-by-play is Mike Coleman.
Thank you, Scott. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. Bounding kick, bobbled. Trying to pick that one up and move is Lucas Hannafin, the leading kick return man in the MIAA, but Hope College. And Peter Stersma talked about that in the interview with you, Stoop. Special teams has to step up. I think they've done an excellent job today.
They absolutely have. And Hannafin, you're right. He's their punt return guy and he's their kickoff guy. That was he had 8 coming in to today's game with 236 yards, averaging 29 yards of return. That's impressive. But that one just couldn't get his mid on it.
Hannafin, we'll get to him in a second. He's creeping up on Kalamazoo history as far as receptions and touchdowns, but he also plays basketball for Kalamazoo. We'll see the Hornets in due time in January. Ooh, pass incomplete. Intended for Moden, and I think his hands got a little short, Scott, as he was being attentively looked at by one of the linebackers.
If you didn't hear the footsteps of Lorenzo Vitti on that, you weren't listening, because I think that's exactly what happened. I think he flinched just a little bit. You can't blame him, second and 10.
That's a really tough angle. I mean, you really know you're going to take a lick, and Moda, very capable receiver. Second down and 10, 21-0, the Flying Dutchman. On second down, trying to keep it on the ground. Kalamazoo trying to establish some sort of running game, but Stoop, they're only averaging -2 yards a carry, not going anywhere, and it's set them up for another, how many third down and 8 and 9s have they had in this game?
Yeah, indeed. And we've got some new reporting here, Mike Coleman. We've got some listeners in Ann Arbor, a married couple. One who says, I'm better off knowing about Mary Todd Lincoln and Henry Fonda in Crossville, Tennessee. And the husband who says, I wish the color guy would limit his comments to sports. You can't win. You can't please everybody.
A divided household.
Indeed.
Huh. I wonder if Earl Lloyd ever saw a movie on President Lincoln, you know.
That's a good question. We might have to put a team on that one.
Well, happy wife, happy life. So I think we should cater to her today, and I'm glad she's happy about that.
Absolutely.
1st and 10. 10:40 left in the first half, and a little contact in the back is Austin Harvey.
Yep.
might have been
That's
caught
gonna
with his
get a
hand in the
flag.
cookie jar.
I think that's a fair call. I might call that a head 21-0 call. But you're right, the timing just a little early by Harvey. Good aggressive play. Well, we got a chance. Well, let's hear from the crew first.
Defense number 13. Ball replaced at the spot of the foul.
Automatic first down.
Adam Layton, our white hat today. The rest of the crew, rounding out the officiating crew today, we want to thank them. Carl Knoop is our umpire. Chris Adam, Roger Bauma, Derek Puffer, Tim Todd, Damon Sneed, and Stephen Kamen.
Well, Hope not penalized too much this year. And what I like about Hope, even the penalties that they do incur, they lead the league in fewest penalty yards. So it's not how many penalties, it's the type of penalties. Pass over the middle, and that one is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Jaden Johnson, the junior out of Muskegon Catholic Central, just flat out dropped the football at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that was a play that deserved to work because I think there was some blocking and some opportunities on that screen pass, but Johnson couldn't quite get a mitts on it.
No doubt Kalamazoo, Scott, really missing Dawson Scoopin, their fine starting quarterback. He led the league in yards per game. That one batted down from the front four. Might have been Tate Bizu. Hard to see. Let's get his number. That was Tate Bizu.
Junior from Saline.
Big paw.
Everyone's getting their mitts in the air.
They sure are. 3rd down and 12. Kalamazoo on the day, 2 of 5 in that category. From their own 39, they've got to get to the Hope 49. Straight drop back. Ledeen, Cox fires. That one is intercepted. Short pass. And another pickup. Are you kidding me? Owen Graham once again.
The senior from Caledonia. That anchor is going to wear him out around his neck as the crowd, as the orange shirts and orange hats envelop him, and he's got it back on.
Hey, he keeps wearing those sunglasses after any interception. You got to get vitamin D. Everybody knows you get it through your eyes, and that's just going to hurt him in the long run. But he's got 4 interceptions on the year. He's had two interception games, and he just was in front of the sandwich Kalamazoo receiver, and really, there was really no place for Ledeen to put that football. Another turnover.
Linebacker coach Isaiah Hicks taking a look at his team. Jacob Parlberg getting ready to set and meet with his defense while we go on offense.
Getting out of damage. He's been sacked quite a bit, but he's able to elude. And that is the speed that Alex Stoll always never seems to be in a hurry, Scott. Always under control. Picked his way for a running first down. Oh, my goodness. Check that.
10 yards from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Well, I was just about to say, give credit to the offensive line. They make very few mistakes. They were caught that time with a penalty. Had a chance to talk on the field with the offensive line coach, one of my favorite people on campus, Hunter Thompson, and he was just all smiles. I said, Coach, what's on your mind? He goes, I'm excited. I said, what are you telling your team? What are you telling your guys? Telling them to have fun. What else are you telling them? I'm telling them to be explosive and use our size. So, and I think they are.
I love Coach Thompson. He's never not excited. There's a pass on the flat on 1st and long. By the way, penalty on Brett Showers making his 6th career start, the senior out of Michigan, out of Mason, 307 pounds. Boy, he anchors that left side, Scott. You got Kemper Mills at 315, Showers at 307. We'll bring up 2nd and 18.
You know, the left tackle is always kind of the anchor of that line. You need to protect your quarterback on the blind side, and you know
tough job.
You build a team around the left tackle, and it's certainly I don't want to say they have like a Division I kind of size there, but 3 spins of the scale on the left side, that's impressive.
Full with another pass completion. He hasn't missed yet, and that one gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That is Trevor Griffiths, who comes into the game 3rd on the team in receptions. The junior out of Stevensville Lakeshore. He's had touchdown grabs in his last 2 games. Good to see him. He was banged up a little bit last year, and he's been very healthy this year for the Flying Dutchman.
It's a deep receiving core.
It is.
In the same way that, Goike doesn't get the ball as much just because of Martell and Motter. Same deal with the deep receiving core, and that'll be great for replenishing with graduations.
And to your point, Thole will find everybody. He just does not discriminate as far as his number of receivers he chooses from. Trying to get out of trouble, looking, home run ball wide open, underthrown, but picked up and caught. And a great grab by Travis Myers, who had to come back to the football, but he got behind the secondary and was able to slip behind for another big grab.
He was able to beat Ronnie Spencer, number 5, and I think that's what separates someone with Division II experience maybe from someone with Division I. He's great with reads. He's great to scramble. He doesn't get flustered in the shotgun. He doesn't take his eyes off the safeties, and he just has always got a way to find a receiver.
On first down, putting it in the air, laser beam wide open. Jack Goldie, the tight end, dives into the end zone. Wide open at the 2-yard line, and Thole on a dime. And Hope, who last year started the game against Kalamazoo with a 28-0 lead, now can match that with the extra point by Caden Balkin coming up.
Goldie came in today playing all 5 games, but he only had 3 catches, but they'd been big ones. 3 for 58, averaging 19.3 yards per game, and there he was again with another big one.
Big frame Jack Goldie. Caden Balkin on the hold from Johnny Rowan Blanton. Boomer up and over the stands, or the grass stands on the right side. All Hope College 28-0, and really taking advantage of great field position, Scott. A couple of turnovers. You can't do that to a Hope offense.
No, and they are hitting their stride, and they're playing exactly like they want to play. You know, I think all of the coaches felt relaxed. I think coming off that trying game, it was great to score some points, to just kind of forget about Alma and to move forward. And I know what Coach Stersma is saying. There are mixed opinions. Some say the odds are in favor of it, some say the odds are against it. But if you ask Coach Stersma, he thinks his team still has a very good chance of getting in the tournament. He's going to need some help from some other teams, but, you know, in his mind, in such a short season in a small league, you could get discouraged, but he's not doing that. He's saying we have something to play for. We could still be co-champions if someone upsets Alma, and we could get into this tournament. And I think that's showing with their execution and their excitement and just sort of the joy I was on the field and how excited everyone was to be out here on homecoming.
By the way, first touchdown reception in Jack Goldie's career, the Grand Blanc native, and a little strategery by Kalamazoo, a little flip going the other way, and a good return. And Kalamazoo with some of their best field position to start a drive from their own 32, trailing 28-0.
Nice play on special teams by sophomore from Caledonia, Maddox Greenfield. We've got some reporting also. Maddox Greenfield, favorite professor, is in the psych department.
Is that right?
Well, I've got 2 sources on that. I'm looking to get a third. I'm not going to print with it yet, but that's what our investigative team has said. Greenfield, great kid.
Yeah, we've seen some spot action by Maddox on the course of the year. Short gain for Kalamazoo, just trying to find some traction without their leading quarterback, and they've got Braden Ledeen, who only took 48 career snaps before today's game, and Kalamazoo working quickly, trips bunch to the right side, second down and a long 5. Faking right, heading left, Ledeen trying to get outside, and he does to the 40. It's going to be very close to the marker. I think he's got it.
You know, Mike, you mentioned those 48 throws. 35 of them were last week, so it's not like
amazing.
So he is, you know, he's really new to this position, and I think that the whole notion of using our explosiveness and quick to the ball is what Pardonnet is looking to do all the time, but particularly when you have a quarterback who's just learning it.
He doesn't have that game day experience, even though he had a great game against Olivet, but he picks up the first down with his legs from their own 40. Oh, we got a new quarterback in. Check that. I did not catch that. Scott, we've got number 16, Evan Aberger.
Yep. Aberger. So, Kalamazoo looking to change things up a little bit.
Agreed. I think that was Aberger on the quarterback carry, too, if I'm not mistaken. Apologize for that.
Aberger is a freshman. Are you ready for this?
Man.
Holland Christian.
How about that?
A home game for him. How exciting for his family. and his friends to get a chance to play.
That is.
Right here in his hometown.
Whether it's Jamie Zorbo, the 17th year head coach for Kalamazoo, giving a hometown kid some action, or just the fact that maybe Ledeen slightly ineffective, getting a lot of pressure, just maybe he's injured a little bit, we don't know. 3rd down and 10. The lefty, Abiger, from the shotgun. Looking right, in trouble, and he's dropped. Chased down and finished off. Nice play.
Kalamazoo has thrown 4 quarterbacks, Skupin and Ledeen. Lucas Hannafin has 1 attempt. I got to believe that's on like a trick play.
Probably, yes.
And then Zach Morris has had 3 for 3. So we'll see once if this is just a change in the depth chart or perhaps that was another trick play. But good for Abiger. So cool for him to be in a game. What a boomer that was.
Boy, Moat gets into one, fielded on his own 3-yard line. Gavin Reams is going to pick it up and run with it. Eludes a tackle and sidewinded down from a side tackle.
That was slightly different than the Australian kick that went 4 feet off the ground. That was a banger.
Maybe the special teams coach for the Hornets said, look, Carson, you just got to give it the old 3-step boot.
Is that kind of like Chris Farley on SNL who said, hey, here, coach, we need to learn to be fast. The track team, the track coach, you got one rule, be fast. One rule of special teams, kick it far.
Kick it far. How far? Far enough. 1st and 10 for the Flying Dutchman. We've got some stats. The stat system on our laptop has been a little slow.
That was a 57-yard punt.
That's a season high for Moat. Thole.
That's impressive.
He has not thrown an incomplete pass today, and that falls incomplete.
Nice job.
Of course it did. The old broadcaster curse. I haven't won the lottery yet.
We want to thank our staff for making us look and sound better than we deserve. Our student director, Jake Johnson, is our director. Audra Woolman on replay today. Thank you, Audra. Quinn Vanderkamp on close-ups. Genesis Lambrecht on the wide shot, and Shane Siegel in the trenches. He's on field cam. Thank you to these terrific Hope students who help us out every week.
Absolutely. Thank you, Scott, for mentioning them. Thole, 11 of 12 on the day. Changes direction. Trying to get a block. This never seems to end well as he finds Travis Myers at the 26. Slips a tackle over the 30. He picks up the 1st down. And we got a penalty flag. What I wanted to say was that normally ends up in a holding call. And getting him slowly is Rob McAleese.
Well, the funny thing is, I thought for sure that I got to make sure that I got
foul, blindside block, offense number 75, half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
Well, that wasn't who I thought it was. It must have been McAleese. McAleese went out of his way to kind of almost put a pick on, but that's not what the official saw.
No, they called it on 75 Timothy Clay, the junior out of Byron Center, the right guard. But McAleese,
I thought he did a great job. That was a good pick and roll there. That was not a penalty.
That was a 12-second drop. You're right. That's so hard not to hold or pick, like you mentioned.
Yeah, a blindside block is really no fault of the lineman as everyone's changing directions. So
this is the poorest field position that Hope has started a drive here in the first half with 4:16 left. From his end zone, Thole, quick toss. Griffiths from the far side, wrapped up at the 15, gets to the original line of scrimmage before he's finished off.
That's his 2nd catch of the day. First one was for 8. That one's for maybe 6 or 7. And I don't want to say it's 3rd and manageable, but I think there's a call. I think there's a play on the call sheet for Andrew Hawken to dial up here, 3:10. 3rd and 10, I should say.
Andrew Hawken came in a year after Peter Stersma started, and ever since Andrew Hawken took over the offensive coordinating duties, Hope has never averaged less than 37 points per game in his career. Very creative, looking left, rolling right, on the run, grab, diving. Johnny Rowan Blanton, primary receiver for Thole this year with a diving grab. 1st down, Johnny picks up another grab.
Told you had a call. Hey, Mike Coleman, you want to feel old?
I don't have to, Scott.
Well, we're going to
already
anyway.
there.
Rob McAlee's civil engineering major. His go-to hype song before a big game, "Underground Kings" by Drake.
Oh yeah, I'm going to see him next week.
No, you're not.
I love what he said in there. He said, "What advice would you give a Hope student?" He says, "Meet as many people as possible." I love that.
Absolutely.
Johnny Rowan.
Ben
Oh,
Morris,
check that. A.J. Martell. Thank you, Tom Davalar.
Ben Morris probably would have tackled him, but AJ looked like he might have been making a house call there. But he got tripped up as Morris was approaching him.
That is the longest run for A.J. Martell this year. And now he came in as the second string back. And that doesn't mean anything because Coach Stersma has always run with a 2-back or even a 3-back set. We saw that last year with Amos, and we saw that with Chance Strickland. But we have not seen a lot of Cal Motter today. And we got a penalty flag as one of the Hope offensive linemen just threw a Kalamazoo tackle to the ground. That's going to go against McAleese, who's standing right by the flag.
I mean, don't pick it up or you'll get another one.
Exactly. Don't even look at it, Rob.
Well, he might have been listening to a little too much Underground Kings by Drake.
Offense number 59.
Tough break.
10 yards
Eli
from the
Vanderveen
previous
with a
spot.
nice grab.
Replay, first down.
So Hope, a team that isn't penalized much, third best in the league at 5 penalties per game, kind of spoiling themselves on this drive.
Yeah, a normally clean game, and I know Hawk loves to play a clean game. He doesn't like holes. He doesn't like pre-snap penalties. I mean, the first one, yeah, sort of, you got to scramble, and it's just, as you said, high probability for something to go wrong.
Right.
But that one was probably avoidable. I see McAleese does not eat tomatoes. I don't know if tomatoes have an ameliorating effect on holding calls. I don't think so. It's probably unrelated.
I've not seen a correlation, but that's the second
2 minutes
featured Hope player in the program. I don't know if you know this, that use that as their food of choice that they did not eat.
That explains why the tomato bucket at the salad bar at Phelps is always full. I take 100 of them every time, and there are plenty left. So we have reached the 2-minute timeout. We're going to take a 30-second break. We will be back with the end of the first half. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Hope College Athletics would like to thank the following anchor partners for their generous support of our athletic programs: Gentex Corporation, Holland BPW, Holland Hospital Shoreline Orthopedics, Lighthouse Title, LVZ Financial Group, and XYZ Motors. Mike Coleman.
Thank you, Scott. Passing situation. Thole on the run. Sandwiches between 2 white jerseys and is forced out of bounds on the far side, but makes up a lot of yardage back. He's going to make this a really nice, manageable second down situation with a nice scramble.
Nolan Janinga tried to take a whack at him, as did, I believe, Devin Lamar. And it was like tag at recess. They were both trying to get him, and he just ran right between them, and the two of them almost ran into each other.
I'd be hard-pressed to find a quarterback who looks so relaxed and scrambling. Thole, easy toss over the middle, complete. Johnny Rowan Blanton circled down inside the 40. First down, Flying Dutchman. And the Dutchman on the move with $1:46 remaining. They want to tack on to this 28-0 lead.
That looked a little bit like what Mount St. Joseph did to Hope. You know, they just kind of softened up the defense. They had gone deep, and that probably stretched the Kalamazoo secondary out, so Thole went underneath.
Straight drop on first down, in trouble. And he just throws it away in the vicinity of Trey Goike. See, that's a senior move by the junior. He's been around a while. He had 4 white jerseys on him and was able to escape trouble.
Absolutely. Goike has 2 rushes on the day. He does not yet have a pass, although he was the intended receiver there. 2nd and 10, too far away for a field goal, so we're really in 4-down territory.
And we have not seen Cal Motter today. He's coming off a career-high 103 yards in the win over Trine, at Trine a couple weeks ago. Don't have any information on him. Second down and 10. Man in motion is Lumen. Lines up on the right side. One back, that's Goike. Stepping up, Thole has time. Being chased. He wants the big tamale in the end zone. Contact. And Caden DeHorn, the intended receiver, had a little bit of some handwork all over him in the end zone on the near side.
I think that penalty is going to go on Ronnie Spencer, a junior from Waverly High School in Lansing. We'll find out here as soon as we hear from our white hat, Mr. Adam Layton.
Boy, that's such a tough pass, Stoop, on the run. Full, moving near side, moving lateral. He put a lot of mustard on that pass. He threw it 40 yards on a dime.
Absolutely.
Waiting on the call. It's definitely
Pass interference.
There we go.
Defense number 5, 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Ronnie Spencer, indeed, not a starter in the defensive secondary for Kalamazoo, but getting a lot of playing time in the first half. 28-0 Hope. In case you just joined us, Hope has scored in every possession except one when they fumbled the football deep in Kalamazoo territory after a long reception. On 1st and 10, play action to Goike. Thole immediately hounded. He's got a blocker downfield. Millis trying to spring him, and he's brought down at the 17 on a good open field tackle by Leonard Humphreys II.
Indeed it was. That was a one-on-one tackle, and Thole is nimble and hard to bring down. Great job by Humphreys.
You know, Thole, he only averages a yard per carry, but that includes sacks too, so that does not indicate what kind of running quarterback he is. Look at him just kind of dancing around, tried to find his tight end Golku. He has a touchdown pass earlier and was able to fire it out of bounds, bringing up a 3rd and long 5.
You know, I think Kalamazoo, they really only got 3 linemen listed on their starters. So they go with a nose and 2 DEs.
Right.
And there were 4 Hope guys who were basically, I mean, the interior 4, McAleese, both guards, and one of the tackles, and I couldn't see who was out for the pile. They were basically all blocking the nose guard, Nolan Janiga that time. I mean, it just gave Thole all kinds of time.
Well, I understand working on Janiga. He's an absolute beast. Pass, trying to get a first down. Griffith trying to lean into it, and he is stacked up. Hope 4 of 5 on 3rd down conversions today. Looks like they have enough forward momentum, and Stoops got Hope's in business. You want to tack one on here, and we got a timeout on the field.
So Hope will take a timeout. We are going to keep it here just in case it's a quick timeout, but they lead 28-0. I kind of thought they might be a little short on that, but I got to believe they would have gone for it anyway. But yeah, it's all Hope all the time. 299 yards for the Dutch, 52 for the Hornets. Hope's averaging 8.9 yards per play. Kalamazoo 1.7.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking at this, and I was anticipating a little closer game because I was afraid of like a trap game because we have Adrian at Adrian next week. But I think if you lose your starter, Dawson Scoopin is everything. He's the leading rusher on the team. He's the leading passer. No disrespect to any other Kalamazoo quarterbacks, but it reminds me a couple years ago when Chase Brown went down and Ben Wellman went down and Chance Strickland was a quarterback and we're playing a big game against Alma. You just kind of lose the wind and the momentum, and I think that's what happened to Kalamazoo in the Olivet game a couple weeks ago and then today.
1st and 10 for Hope. They're in the red zone. Here's Mike Coleman.
Thank you, sir. Red zone offense. Hope's been pretty effective this year. Another diving grab by Johnny Rowan Blanton, and Johnny Rowan with his 5th grab. He's had 7 reception games, 3 of those. That's a career high for him, coming off 134 yards in receiving in the win over Trine. Another timeout with 38 seconds remaining. Check that, 36.
Jalen Bowles Swain, the starting defensive back, making the stop there. I'm just checking right now. It looks as though, I don't know if he'll get credit for tackle on that because Rowan Blanton did go down first, but he does not yet have a tackle. Leading the Hornets is Spencer with 4 tackles. And we got several people with, no, just 2. We've got Skur and Debris with 3 tackles for the Dutch.
Yeah, you got the linebacker heavy tackling. Skur leads the team for Hope. When you got a defensive back, Scott, that leads the team like Spencer is from the secondary in tackles, that's not a great sign defensively.
Hope College, their women's volleyball team, defeated The Albion Brits on the road at Kresge at Albion's homecoming. A nice crowd, an active crowd, and they won 3-1, so they sit alone above the MIAA as they are ready to cruise to another MIAA championship to host the tournament.
Scott, you call those games, nice crowds for those matchups, really nice. Martell trying to get into the end zone for the second time, and he does. Stood up and dropped back by Cargill, but A.J. Martell with a power run, his second of the day. He's over 50 yards rushing, and more importantly, Hope extends the lead to 34-0.
It's kind of a quick pitch sweep, pulled the guard from the left side, and boy, it was a nice play. Didn't need a lot, but they've just been able to go short. They can go long, they can run. Thol's been able to scramble. It's been a good day to be a Hope College Flying Dutchman.
Certainly has. I give Kalamazoo credit. They've not given up the big plays, but the defense has been on the field for quite a bit. And the Hope offense just having their way, dominating 316 total yards to 52. And that's what Hope did last year. They held Kalamazoo to just 159 yards of total offense in their 8th straight win.
Balkan might need to go in the whirlpool. He's
Might.
had 5 PATs,
He might.
6. Did we kick off? I don't remember. At least 5 kicks, maybe 6.
We get the ball in the second half.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a great day indeed. You know, you mentioned Mike, that volleyball team. They were currently ranked 12th, and they won't certainly go down. They are now 4-0 in the league. They had a road game last night. They're going to be on the road Wednesday at Olivet under head coach Becky Schmidt. And then they come home for 2 games against Alma on Saturday, November 1st. So you get next weekend off. I do not, as we'll have that contest for you at 1 o'clock. And then Friday night for senior night against Trine University. And then they can raise that banner, at least metaphorically. And then the next weekend, November 14th, and 15th, we should be hosting the MIAA tournament, as we will be unbeaten.
And all on the Anchor Network coming up. A lot of good sports. We got basketball coming up. You mentioned volleyball and all sorts of good things happening as that one rolls into the end zone. 38 seconds remaining. Check that, 33 seconds remaining. By the way, for A.J. Martell, touchdown number 8 on the year for the sophomore.
So let's go back to your early career here, Coleman. Are you saying that you worked for Lowell Red Arrow Sports?
I did. My wife, Tam, who just happily retired from education after 30 years as a professor, she worked at Lowell, and they had this great radio program. They were looking for some help, and that was back in 2008.
Because there was a local radio station
It was, yes, there is. They have their own radio stations. It has since gone online, and it is terrestrial, as that one passed short out of bounds. But I was able to start, I think my first game was girls JV basketball. I was the color analyst, and ended up doing boys basketball, and then went to football, and then took a job out west in a summer league for Wooden Bat League for college baseball, and then just able to work for the Whitecaps and Hope College. I picked up Hope back in
and the Grand Rapids Gold.
The Grand Rapids Gold. I started when Greg Mitchell started coaching at Hope College, so we go back all the way. So yeah, it's been a nice run.
Well, 1984, I found a little. The job board used to literally be 3x5 cards, and WZND, which is now a Christian station, but it was a country station. They were looking for someone because Tom Davila didn't want to do it anymore. So for $15 a game, sophomore year in high school, I was the voice of the Chicks.
Are you serious?
When there was one in Zeeland High School, yeah.
So let me ask you this: is that one good to move the chains? Maybe Kalamazoo trying to get a field goal position, but did Davilar? Was he the radio broadcaster for those games, or was he?
He was, and I think he then became public address. But you know, he wasn't a 19-year-old who was willing to work for $15 a game anymore, and so he did that. We had to pay our own gas, and so sometimes you'd go to Cedar Springs, you'd go to Forest Hills Northern. You'd often have to buy your own cable at Radio Shack because it was all, you know, the phone plug-ins.
Wait a second.
Well, if there wasn't one in the bag, you had to stop at Radio Shack.
Oh yeah, it was rough back in the day with all. I've spent hundreds of hours at Tom Davilar calling Hope College basketball on the road. He never mentioned that he had any play-by-play experience.
I think he did.
Huh.
So.
All right. Well, he's getting grilled afterwards, that's for sure. He's about 40 feet to our left. Good to see Ledeen back in, scrambling. Time running out, 5 seconds. Hit as he throws. That one is complete and wrapped up Nice grab by Zekman, but time runs out on the Kalamazoo Hornets, who really, Scott, had their best momentum offensively in that late second quarter drive.
Yeah, maybe some of that will carry over, but it looks like we just want to make 100% sure that we are done with this half. And it looks as though the white hat for this team is going to grab the group together, Adam Layton, just to make sure. We got nobody left on the Hope College bench.
That's the end of the half.
There we go. That's just how we drew it up. So it has been a Hope College half. Both teams will go to the locker room now. Hope leads in a commanding fashion, 35-0 over Kalamazoo College. We're going to take a little break here, but before we do, Mike Coleman, how would you process what you saw here?
Well, Hope comes out strong. They took that opening drive, 48 yards, really never looked back. Nice mix of the run and pass. Peter Stersma talked about, look, you know, we'd like to mix up our offensive strategy, for lack of a better word, and they have today. Alex Stoll's been very efficient, one incomplete pass, running game's working, even short Cal Motter. He's going to a host of receivers. The secondary's been active, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks, and it's just been a good overall performance by Hope, really taking advantage of that bye week.
Both sides of the ball, 100 yards for Kalamazoo, 316 for the Dutch, as the Dutchmen file in to the Haringa Athletic Center for their halftime meeting with the coaches. We're going to take some time and we're going to turn it over to our terrific crew, and they're going to put some content up for you during halftime. We will take a little break and we will be back with second half action. You are watching Hope College football on the Anchor Network.
Some call it naive, others call it foolish, but hope has never been silenced by doubt. Hope is the unquiet heart, stirring, pounding, driving us towards something greater. It leans into what's wrong and lifts up what's right. It teaches, learns, discovers, imagines what could be, and brings it to life. Hope has to start somewhere. Why not here? Why not now? Why not us? The daring ones. Those who provoke possible, trigger curiosity, and incite joy. For us, hope is more than a word. It's a force, and we are its humble ambassadors. From the beginning to now, we don't just believe in hope, we dare to live it. Hope College, dare to hope.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget Louis the Lightkeeper to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them, coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Believe you'll see it all comes together. My dream, I bleed, I'll give the better part of me. Be free, break free, release, destroy the enemy. Just breathe. Fight for the power. Stand your ground, don't let it go. Fight for the power. Can't be scared when you're in the dark. You should never let the fear make you run away. Fire still burning for another day. Fight for the power.
Pitches it in. Oh, he's got another one! He's got another one! Oh, wow! As that ball bounces across the middle, he is onside.
Last 4 minutes of the first half. Pause.
Let's go. Hey, when we get the ball back, punish them.
Traffic with the and one. Going right, passing left. There's a touchdown pass to Strickland.
Raise your flag or even the score. Take your shot, ready for more. Surrender, there is no other choice. Set my soul free now. Light it up on fire. Bet on me, I got you. Pick a number.
Bassel with a block downfield, breaks the tackle, stiff arm.
Hope wins! Hope wins! An unbelievable comeback by the Dutch!
He turns that charm off. 1 second. One at the
The River Place in downtown Holland redefines active senior living. A no-step floor plan is designed around your needs, so you can leave the worries of home ownership behind and enjoy a vibrant lifestyle right outside your door. Make the River Place your home. Visit resthaven.org/riverplace to reserve yours today.
There are over 5,000 colleges and universities in the United States alone, and nearly every single one of them is named after a location or a historical figure. But along the shores of Lake Michigan, there is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope. It is so easy to get lost in what this world lacks, to become discouraged by its needs, gaps, and flaws. Can we see beyond the uncertainty and brokenness? At Hope College, we do. Not by ignoring the world as it is, but by learning and living with the belief that this is not the world as it should be, by driving to understand, to unlock clarity, to amplify truth, by leading with inspired compassion, by embodying a vision that illuminates greater opportunity for all, by serving with anchored conviction, using our collective gifts to offer this world what it needs most: hope. Not simply hope as a desire, but hope as a way of being. Because hope has changed the way we see the world, and hope drives us to change the way the world is. Because hope shapes our calling. Because hope inspires our dreams. Because hope empowers our talents. Because hope frees us to try. Because hope transforms what we believe, transforms how we act, transforms who we are. At Hope College, we know this life-altering grace is a gift we have all been given, and it is the greatest gift we can offer the world. Hope transforms.
sweat and my tears. Dedicated for years, I am my brother's keeper. I elevated my peers, made history with victory. It's our turn now, let's go now. Can't slow down, oh no now. It's a showdown and we ready for it when it's time to go down. We'll never give it up, always level up, never back down. It's our turn now. We will rise from the fire. We will rise from the flame. We will keep raising higher till the whole world knows our name. It's our turn now. Yeah. It's our turn now. It's our turn now. Greatest in the world, the best to ever do it. The stars in the future, we got the history to prove it. This is for legends in the making, on the path to be the greatest. Let no one take it, you got to rise up and face it. Embrace it like the feeling, you got to see it with a vision. Visualize winning and put the grind in and go get it. This is our moment, our turn, everything that we work for. Sacrifice for a long time, nothing else, we want more. We will rise from the fire. We will rise from the flame. We will keep raising higher till the whole world knows our name. It's our turn now. It's our turn now. Yeah. Yeah. It's our turn now. We will rise from the fire. We will rise from the flame. We will keep raising higher till the whole world knows our name. It's our turn now. It's our turn now. Yeah. Yeah. It's our turn now. Yeah. It's our turn now. It's our turn now.
Welcome back to Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. Scott Vanderstoop along with Mike Coleman. We are at halftime of homecoming here at Ray and Sue as the Flying Dutch with a commanding lead over the opponent, the Hornets of Kalamazoo College. They lead 35-0. It's a good day to be a Hope College Flying Dutchman. They've led in all categories, 316 total yards to Kalamazoo's 100. 224 of those through the air compared to Kalamazoo's 108. No matter how you slice it, it is a good Hope College day. I think you were a little nervous coming in. You thought it might be more of a kind of a pick-em game.
Well, I thought it might be. Kalamazoo came in, not the strongest strength of schedule for the Hornets, but they had a little bit of momentum coming in. They took Calvin to the wire and had some early wins over some opponents, but you know, you lose your starter. Hope came out with all sorts of momentum, and they just have never looked back. They have no rushing game today, -8 yards on 13 carries, and the only bright spot for Kalamazoo is they showed a little bit sign of life in their last drive. They got it down to the Hope 20 or 23 yard line, but they ran out of time. And Hope just doing everything, Scott. They're averaging 5.5 yards per carry. Alex Thole has been incredible. He completed his first 12 passes, and now he's as far as passing goes, he's 16 of 19 for 224 and a couple tosses. And the special teams has been great. So great balance in the secondary. Owen Graham with a couple picks. He's done that 2 times this year. So a lot to like about this game as they get set for the game next week at Adrian.
Johnny Rowan Blanton with 5 of those receptions for 67 yards. A.J. Martell out of the backfield with 3. Travis Myers with a pair. And Caden DeHorn with a pair. A.J. Martell carrying the load in the rushing department, 56 yards on 10 carries. Alex Thole doing his work as a running quarterback, 4 carries for 27. And then Trey Goyke getting a little bit of action there as a first-year student. For Kalamazoo, it's nobody, and I mean nobody, with more than 10 yards rushing. And really the leader has been 6 receptions for Aaron Zeckman. He's got 61 yards. But 5 scoring drives for Hope, and they are leading. What do we got going on in the MIAA? Not that anyone's maybe looking and thinking, is anyone going to upset anybody this year?
Well, that remains to be seen, but nobody's going to upset anybody today because it's all Adrian. They're pounding Calvin 41-3 at Calvin. That one just into the fourth quarter. And one I was interested in was Alma and Albion. Albion at home. They've got a new quarterback. Is Ali Murray not playing or not hurt? Don't know, but Alma doing what Alma does. Carter St. John, 12 of 19, 4 touchdown passes, all up on Albion, 48-27. Now, Alma has to play Adrian in the final game of the season. We've got to play Adrian. We already talked about Alma and the loss for Hope in that one. So there's a lot of football left, but today, no surprises in the MIAA.
And you like that Adrian team, and
Love
you
them.
think that's
I think
something's going to get a co-championship. That could happen. Of course, to get an automatic qualifier, it would have to happen twice to the Scots.
Correct, yeah, that is far-fetched, but Hope will get the football to start the second half as they move right to left. Gavin Ream straight up the gut, leaps over a potential tackler over to the 37. And a nice return for Gavin Reams. Comes in 4th in the league at 24 yards per return. And Hope College, with that 390 yards of offense, Scott Vanderstoep in the first half gets to take over once again to start the second half.
Sometimes you say they run like a deer. He ran like a deer. He jumped up in the air. It was really terrific.
You know, he had limited action last couple years as a receiver, but he's really found a home, Scott, as a kick returner and a punt returner. He averaged 13 yards per punt return of the 3 in the first half, and he got some action as a wide receiver on 1st and 10. Lone running back to the left of Thole on first down, H-back to the right, and give in a big hole. Trey Goyke over the 50. Stood up, still on his feet, and the freshman, my goodness, down to the 36-yard line.
You see why Andrew Hawken is high on Trey Goyke. He is buying his stock, and then Jeremiah Libama, the sophomore from Orlando, just kept him going and picking him up and laying him down. Terrific first play.
Well, you saw in the replay just a second ago, they tried to tackle him high. You can't do that with Goyke. One of his longest, not the longest run of the year for Goyke, but a kid that came in averaging 8 yards per carry in 30-plus carries per year this season, puts it all the way down to the Kalamazoo 37.
Bryce Balabush, the senior from Lowell, the defensive lineman, is going to be helped off by the athletic training staff. And he will be replaced, I believe, by Ron Lawrence, a freshman from Detroit, MLK High School. 1st and 10 for the Dutchman.
And for the Kalamazoo defense, that is somebody they cannot, Balabuch's a guy they really cannot do without. On 1st and 10, swing pass, Johnny Rowan, open field tackle, nicely done on the near side. Short gain by Blanchard with his 6th grab of the year, one off his career high. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Good open field tackle that time by Jalen Bowles-Swain, his 2nd of the day. 2nd and 7. Homecoming attendance, 3,839. Thanks to all who showed up. Braved the weather. The weather gave us a little head fake, but for the most part, the clouds have come in. A little bit of rain might be coming this way, but it's been terrific.
Goyke with a seam. Forced out of bounds. Boy, he received a beautiful block by Caden DeHorn on the near side. Wide receiver sprung Goyke, who stepped, cut back to his right, and it was a race to the end zone. And Goyke with 2 big carries in the opening drive of the second half.
Kalamazoo tried to make sure that the contain didn't get broken, and it didn't, but then Goyke cut up with a beautiful block from DeHorn.
Boy, the speed of that young man is impressive. He doesn't need much. Well, we saw how strong he is with 3 tacklers on him, potential tacklers, and we saw how fast he was in open field. This kid's a freshman out of Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and I think the running back core for Hope and Peter Stersma is in good hands for the next several seasons.
Yeah, you know, we worried about losing Strickland, and we worried about can we refill, and I talked to Hawk. He said, no, we've got Martell and Motter. Like, they played for us last year. They were good enough to play. It was just, We had fire and ice, thunder and lightning, whatever it was last year with the combination. But this year we've got a similar combination, and it looks like Goike is poised to perhaps retain that mantle as he matures as a first-year student.
I like the fact that Martell and Motter got a significant amount of playing time last year with Hope's big leads as they stormed over most of their opponents. I think they really served them well, Scott, this year coming in. They weren't just some raw-boned rookies coming in. They had meaningful touches. And then to add a guy like Goike, you still got Mike Murphy, who was a capable reserve back, too, out of West Catholic.
Indeed.
In the queue. So things are looking good in that department. You got a host of young receivers. Alex Thola Jr. This is a young offense with a young offensive line, too. They're putting up 40 points a game this year. First and goal. Hope a big 35-0 from the near hash. Goike in the backfield. Pitch. Goike trying to seal the deal. Hit, but dragged down in the end zone. And Trey Goike is in for 6 for the Flying Dutchman.
Only appropriate that he scores the touchdown, Mike. You know,
Right.
I mean, it's just perfect end to a perfect drive, and Hope picking up where they left off. At the end of the first half, they lead 41-0. This time on the shoulder or the legs of Trey Goike.
And Peter Stersma letting Goike air it out a little bit. We saw a lot of A.J. Martell in the first half, and we'll probably see a lot of extra players as well, as that kick by Caden Balkin is true. He's got 6 extra points in this one, and Trey Goike takes it to the house. Another impressive drive by the Flying Dutchman, 60-plus yards, keeping it on the ground, and Hope College in business.
Hope College scores early in the third quarter. They're up 42-0. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope Admissions Office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Hope College is proud to welcome our Alumni H Club members back to campus this weekend. Athletic alumni who completed one full season of an intercollegiate team at Hope College are members of the H Club. Here's a member of the broadcast club, play-by-play Mike Coleman.
Heck yeah. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, everybody, for checking in on YouTube, Kalamazoo and Hope fans alike. As Daniel Klein, who's had the kicking duties today, the freshman out of East Grand Rapids, boots it in the end zone. Pioneers right down the street from where I reside on occasion. They handled Ottaway Hills yesterday. I heard the lights. You don't hear the lights. You see the lights, Scott.
You hear the crowd.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm glad you got safely in from Glen Arbor. You are logging some serious miles. I'm worried about you in the winter when you're coming back for these gold games. You need a place to stay. You got lodging, because you've got like 3 different domiciles. I can't keep track.
I'm working on a Super 8 sponsor or something like that. We'll keep you posted. Thank you for your concern. Passing the flat and a nice grab. And good positive yardage for the Hornets, who haven't had much to cheer about in the offense department. By the way, 4 plays, 63 yards in that drive for Hope, taking up just 81 seconds as Trey Goike, now 5 carries, 64 yards, pounds in his 3rd rushing touchdown of 2025.
And that was Hannafin's 5th reception.
And he's a good one. So good. And Hannafin takes it in again. I want to talk about Lucas for a minute. We talked about his passing reception skills. He's 3rd in Kalamazoo history with 22 touchdown grabs, 4th in yards per reception, and 6th in total receptions. He's had great games against Hope in his career, a couple of touchdown pass receptions, dangerous back, good return man. And he gives Kalamazoo a first down. 4-man rush, punches in the game now for Flying Dutchman. Rush is on. Ledeen scrambling out of trouble, and he's chased down. He's going to be brought down. Nice open field tackle.
And Ledeen did a great job of not fumbling, as I believe it was Nolan Vist, the freshman from Unity Christian, who took a whack at him and brought him down, and Ledeen was able to cradle the ball and keep it in his possession.
Which is tough for Ledeen because he's rolling left. He's a right-handed quarterback, and he's got to expose that football trying to get it away. You're right. Lucky he did not fumble that. A good play by Viss. Man in motion in the slot now. Pass wide open. Good pitch and catch, lowering the shoulder and brought down by 3 orange jerseys, but not before. Aaron Zeckman, who's been a busy cat in the receiving corps, hauls in another grab.
Looked like he got the seam in between, I think it was Lorenzo Vitti and maybe Tommy Bowes, and nice play by Ledeen.
Play action, they keep it on the ground, and Connor Bell, check that, that is not Connor Bell, and that is Kyler Majorana, who had 9 yards in the first half rushing, picks up another first down. Little bit of life by Kalamazoo exhibited on their opening drive here in the third.
He carried 5 times in the first half.
Running hard, and he's brought down. Ankle tackle in open field. Good play by Hope defensively.
Hope fans, you're invited to use the new Hope College ticketing system in order to buy single game tickets or family passes. Purchase 1 fall pass for $30 or 5 for $100. Use the family passes at any event this fall or winter. Order online at ticket.hope.edu.
Thank you, Scott. Last tackle by Easton Phipps. Pat is complete. Aaron Zeckman now with a season high 8 grabs to lead the corps for Kalamazoo. 3rd down and 1 for Kalamazoo, 3 of 8 in 3rd down efficiency.
Beatty with a big open field tackle, great play.
Sure was. Lights are on here at Ray and Sue Smith, 68 degrees, overcast skies, but it has managed to stay dry after the storms rolled through this morning. 3rd down and short. You got to imagine this is 2-down territory for the Hornets as they stack up 3 receivers left, pass over the middle, complete. Big target. I believe that was Johnson, trying to atone for a miss earlier in the first half, and a big target. 6'4", 240-pound wide receiver out of Muskegon Catholic Central. First down, Kalamazoo.
And his 3rd reception, and yeah, he is a big guy, just like 87 for us, Jack Goldie.
Jack Goldie. How about his first career touchdown reception? The Grand Blanc tight end for Hope. Now they stack up 3 near side. Kalamazoo driving, just trying to get on the board. Straight drop. Ledeen lofts it. He's got a receiver far side, and that one is caught by Majorana. What a grab as Easton Phipps all over him, but that one for the book, Scott Vanderstoop. Let's look at the replay.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can't cover better than that.
No, it was a Willie Mays World Series catch, dead straight center field against Cleveland, Danny Diadana. Holland Sentinel sports writer expertise, always with the answers. Pass, flat, touchdown, Hannafin, Kalamazoo. Good drive by the Hornets.
Absolutely, that's exactly what Hope wanted to have happen there. Kalamazoo wanted to have happen. They took the ball after the kickoff with on their own. 8 plays, 44 yards, I believe, and with 9:11 left. Kalamazoo is off the egg, and they trail 42-6.
Big leg. My good. Lewis with the extra point. He bolted it through. Well, you've got a team that, for Kalamazoo, they average 30 points a game. Now, they scored 44 against Olivet. It's a team that could put points on the board. We talked about their quarterback woes, but Ledeen looked sharp. Due in part, Scott, I think the pressure was able to stay off him, and he's able to make better decisions like any quarterback could do.
Yeah, it was, and they were able to get some protection, and they were able to open it up. He made a couple of nice plays where he split the seam, and I'm sure that Kalamazoo coaching staff would like to see more of that. But it has been a Hope College day. They did find a little bit of crease in the armor, and they are on the board. We want to thank our great student crew that makes all of this possible. Our student director today is Jake Johnson. Audra Woolman on replay. She helps me mightily during our volleyball broadcasts. Yes. Quinn Vanderkamp is on close-ups. Genesis Lebrecht on wide shot. And Shane Siegel on our field camera. We've got some grown-ups who also help us out a lot. We'll thank them after the kickoff.
By the way, a couple weeks ago in that Alma game, the camera work was exceptional. especially in the last controversial play that happened in Hope's loss. And I really thought that was Johnny on the spot for great camera work and a nice return. Gavin Reams running hard. And it's a tough gig. A lot of times you don't know where you want to be. It's not like we're blessed with 30 cameras lying about. They work very hard to make it a quality broadcast, and that really stood out to me this year.
They need to put that in their portfolio if they want to get a job doing camera work, because it was very good indeed. And we also want to thank Phil Blau, our Director of Video Services, and our boss, Director of Streaming Services, El Jefe, Freddie Velasquez. Thank you, Freddie. And a guy who needs no introduction, but he's going to get one anyway, who decided he couldn't make it today because he had something like a honeymoon or something. The Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, Mr. Steve Secor, said he would be watching from his honeymoon in some beautiful mountainous place. My guess is he's probably out enjoying a hike or something like that, but he'll catch us on the replay. And we want to say hi to Steve. We miss you, but we are trying to. Our shoulder's a little sore from carrying the show, but we can't wait to have you back in 2 weeks.
Now, he's in Iceland. Is there a major time difference there? I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going to put a team on that one for you.
Breaking a tackle. Oh, my. Mike Murphy after a carry previously by Noah Dunkel, and Murphy, who came in with 72 yards rushing in 9 attempts, as the sophomore out of West Catholic punishes a would-be tackler and takes it into the Kalamazoo side of things.
Murphy's first run of the day. Boom.
Boy, that kid battled injuries at West Catholic and really was able to salvage his football career, and now in his second season with Hope, part of that deep running back core that we talked about. And once again, Murphy gets a call. Check that. That might be Dunkel. Dunkel wears 26, Murphy 25. I think it is Noah Dunkel, the sophomore out of Williamston.
Indeed.
And the 1-2 punch working effectively on this drive.
Yeah, normally a 42-7 game as a seasoned broadcast professional. You might say, Mike Coleman, this is a time for broadcaster roster expansion.
Yes, it is.
We need to keep a few sheets open.
And we always do. And we've got Dallas Saucer, the junior out of Ames, Iowa, the lefty backup quarterback. He's had some action this year. Alex Thol's day is done. Another great day by Thol and company. Saucer launches it. Boy, had a wide open receiver on the far side, and it just overthrew his intended receiver at the 18.
That was Liam Young, freshman from Plymouth. He went to Dearborn Divine Child, as did Lorenzo Vitti. For the year, the Ames, Iowa junior, whose transfer has played in 3 games coming into today. He was 2 for 3 against Loris, 1 for 2 against Franklin, and 1 for 1 against Trine. So Dallas Saucer getting a little action.
And from what I understand, Scott, you said there was quite a battle. I think Thol had the starting nod as Saucer hands it off to his running back, hit at the line of scrimmage, and Murphy is spun around awkwardly. He goes down, but it was quite a battle for the second place and third hierarchy of the quarterback positions.
Indeed, and Jonathan Pittman and Tyson Williams are also very effective. So, you know, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks or something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of talent in that position. I'm assuming that Alex Thol will be back another year, but some of these first-year students and some of the transfers are getting ready, and looks like we are going to punt the ball on 4th down. You don't see that very often.
Not today, Noah Dunkel. He's had a 52-yarder this year, but his first action today, averaging 36.5. He's had 6 of them inside the 20-yard line. Tries the pooch kick. That one land. Oh my! Takes a big bounce, and 2 Hope players scrambling for it, and I think they salvaged it at the 2.
That was great. Oh no, they're going to give him a touchback. It may have been one of the players made contact with the ball after his foot penetrated the goal line, and I suspect that's what's happening, because I don't think the ball went into the goal line, went into the end zone. But that might be another 42-7 call, and Kalamazoo will take it out of their 20 with 6:16 to go. We'll see once what kinds of substitutions we might have here. Don't forget, folks, more than 400 students participate in Hope's athletic program each year. Our athletes and coaches are passionate about using sport, academic, and service to shape their time at Hope. You can join their team by making a gift to the Orange and Blue Fund. Gifts are used to enhance the student-athlete experience. as well as providing access to college for all Hope students. For more information, you guessed it, hope.edu/orange and blue.
Thank you, Stoop. Nice screen on the far side. Pickup of 8. As you look at the numbers for Braden Ledeen, 20 of 28, 173 yards. He's been picked off twice, Scott. He does have a touchdown pass, but I've seen some good things from this young quarterback.
I see Jack Jacobs, a junior corner from Lansing Catholic, in for Hope.
A quick hitter to Hayden Johnston, the junior tight end out of Langsburg. Former coaching stop of Hope men's basketball coach Greg Mitchell.
Indeed.
First down, Kalamazoo.
Owen Graham still in. See if we can get some new.
Jack
Michael
Jacobs
Bush
in.
still in. Yep, Jacobs is in.
They'll be interspersed a little bit more. 42-7.
Debris still in.
Play clock at 18 as Ledeen works his way to the sideline. And now the corners come up on the Kalamazoo receivers. Rushing 4 are the Flying Dutchman defensively. From the shotgun all day long. Handoff. Nowhere to go is sniffing that one. That one out as the front 4.
Caleb Parlberg right in the interior, jamming things up.
As he has been.
You don't see many defensive linemen wearing 11. So.
No. He was a former defensive tackle. They moved him inside. He started his first game in a Hope uniform. This is his 38th straight start.
Tyler Radley, second on the depth chart from Westland John Glenn, number 43, a sophomore in.
Second down and 11. Dropping back to pass, stepping up as Ledeen. He'll go short under the linebacker coverage and driven back after a grab. See what the forward progress is. It'll be well short of the first down to the 40. Check that, 39.
Correction, Radley who started today, so he's still in the game.
He did. I want to bring that up, Scott. We have not seen Christian Harima, the transfer from Hillsdale, started the first 5 games, but he was not on the depth chart.
No, not in the 2 deep, so we got to believe he's injured.
I've not seen him. See if I can find his number on the sideline. 3rd down and 6. 5 receivers, empty backfield for the Hornets. Time. Scrambling right, going deep. He's got a receiver. Diving effort by Zeckman off the fingertips as a coverage by Owen Graham. Close but no cigar. It'll be 4th down.
Backing up Tyler Radley at that other DE position is Caden Vandenberg. So we're thinking Harima is not dressed today, and there will be a punting situation. Special teams coming in. Deep to receive will be Gavin Reams again. He's had a day. Had a season. 2 returns for 50 yards.
Standing in his own 25 is Gavin Reams out of Fruitport High School.
Reams had 12 returns of kickoff for 291 and 4 of punts coming into today.
He had a 52-yard return against Loras in the opening game of the season. Good punt, lands out of bounds around the 30. That's where Hope will start, up comfortably 42-7. Well, we want to take a break, partner?
Yeah, why don't we take a break? We'll go visit the broadcast executive. No, we won't have time for that. But we'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be back. You're watching the Hope College football team on the Anchor Network.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
Opening drive for Hope in this possession, opening play in this drive, I should say. And a nice grab by number 85, Braylon Amos, if the name sounds familiar, the sophomore out of Portage Northern, brother of Tyler Amos last year, running back extraordinaire. Saucer hits him on a rope. 2nd down and 7. Pass complete once again. Far side.
So Saucer's thrown 3 now. He's completed 2 of the 3.
That last one was to Aiden O'Brien. Well, Alex Stoll's day's done, and another practical day for Alex. 17 of 20, 2 touchdown passes, 227 yards. First down for the Flying Dutchman. H-back to the left, 2 receivers. Now Billy Sternberg trying to block Is the pass on the flat. Good play. Liam Young with the reception, and he's brought down at the Kalamazoo 49.
That last reception prior to that, Aiden O'Brien, sophomore from Lawton High School. Lawton is not a big school, but
No.
we've got 2 players from Lawton. And we've got some reporting Aiden O'Brien's favorite class this semester, his first-year seminar. Apparently it's very well taught.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Who's the wonderful educator teaching that one? I'm just trying to put the
I'm
pieces
trying
together.
to keep my sources and I'm trying to keep it all anonymous if we can. But,
Is he wearing orange sneakers today?
Well, I'm not at liberty to say. You'll have to talk to Mr. Decker himself. So.
Okay. Pass on the flat, complete. Braylon Amos once again with a grab. Good to see him getting some action. A sophomore. 1st and 10 at the 40. Whole host of top 25 games in D3 football. No upsets to report as of yet. We had a Thursday night game as Olivet was crushed by Trine. A very good Trine team, and that pass complete. On the far side, O'Brien once again with a grab. Yeah.
Oh, Aiden O'Brien. And you know what? I'm looking at the wrong sheet. It's not Aiden Decker. It's Aiden O'Brien. So I don't know what Aiden O'Brien's favorite class
if you were his instructor, he probably would say
I would think so.
You are his favorite.
I'll tell you what, he's currently Dallas Souther's favorite receiver, the sophomore from Lawton.
He's got 3 grabs now this year. Came into the one. Power sweep, cutting it back to the inside. Mike Murphy running strong, 2 hands on the football, and he knocks it inside the 25 to the 24. Nice to see a host of orange jerseys getting some action as Murphy checks out.
3 run.
Check that Dunkel. Sorry, Scott, and Murphy back
3
in.
carries. Now we've got Nick Sade into the game. He's a sophomore from Holt. I do know his favorite professor is developmental psychology, so we'll get the rest of the lineup.
Okay.
But we're starting to go too deep here. I see Jeremiah Libama still in the game.
Connor Knapp, the freshman wide receiver out of West Ottawa. They go to Knapp. Breaks a tackle, driven down at the 15. Boy, he had a host of orange tacklers, blockers in front of him on that little bullet screen near side, Scott.
Indeed, he did. And I'm looking for Knapp in the books here. And that might be his first catch of the year.
Might be his first game, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we have completed 3 quarters of play. Hope is in command. We're working on our roster expansion skills here at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. While we do that, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
My name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share.
Our crack concession staff has oversupplied hot dogs. Free hot dogs are flying along this southern end zone. More on that as we get emerging.
The Flying Dutchmen
reports
are tossing flying hot dogs.
They are indeed.
And we're pitching a shutout, but it's 42-7 as we enter the 4th quarter play. Getting a little darker. The lights are on here at Ray and Sue Smith. As Saucer with the play action. Hit from behind and dragged down. Good play and a nice sack. First sack of the day by a Hope quarterback.
That was a nice play by Saucer to tuck that one because he had it out with his left hand and he was about to get thumped by Leonard Humphreys II, and he tucked it and he saved the turnover. Good heady play by the Ames, Iowa junior.
Numbers in the 3rd quarter, Hope 150 yards of total offense. 94 for Kalamazoo, showing their best quarter of this game. And for the game, 461 to 194. Hope leading the battle in that department.
Liam Young, freshman from Dearborn Divine Child, into the game.
Keeping it on the ground, there's Noah Dunkel, the Williamston sophomore, into the end zone, touchdown. 18 yards to Pater for Noah Dunkel.
4th carry of the day, and it paid off. Noah Dunkel going off of the great interior blocking, and Hope extends its lead. Noah played in all 5 games coming in. He had only carried the ball, however, Mike, 3 times. He's got big, he's a chunk runner though. He averaged 7.4 per carry in this few times, and he certainly was a chunk runner there.
Indeed, I believe, and I'm trying to look that up. By the way, Max Lawson, the freshman out of Mattawan, with a nice block as we look at the replay, and another block, I believe, by one of the receivers to spring him as Dunkel takes us to the house. But I've got it right here, Scott, if my computer can cooperate with me. It's been problematic today, and I'll have to wait a second to see if that is Dunkel's indeed first rushing touchdown. It is.
He's only carried it 3 times coming into today. And the crowd has not lessened its energy.
They're loving those hot dogs.
They are absolutely. And hey, I think this is a first. We got offensive line coach Hunter Thompson looking up in the crowd and smiling.
Oh my goodness.
We might need to set a day and a time on that, because I don't know what's going on down there, but someone's very excited. I think we need more cowbell is what we need.
More cowbell. I had a chance to sit.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Do we have a new kicker?
We might.
Is that Cooper Clark, freshman from Forest Hills Northern?
I believe it is. Short kick to the 10. Hannafin trying to get some space, changing direction, and he is snowed under by the orange and blue. Well, we got some extracurricular at the 40-yard line. There's 2 45s going at it for Hope and Kalamazoo, respectively.
That was as much contact 30 yards away from the ball as I've ever seen.
I agree.
Hope College wants to thank its anchor partners for their generous support of our athletic programs: Gentex Corporation, Holland BPW, Holland Hospital and Orthopedics, Lighthouse Title, LVZ Financial Planning, and XYZ Motors. Thank you.
You bet.
Anchor partners.
You bet. Thanks to our partners and sponsors as they take over 1st and 10 from their own 22. Ledeen pass on the flat, breaking a tackle is Zekman. He's had himself a day. 1st down and more. Powers his way over to the 40, to the 45. Not before being brought down.
24th hurl by Ledeen. He's been picked twice. He's edging up against 200 yards. So he certainly has been active, but just not enough to overcome an overwhelming Hope defense.
Yeah, they've not been able to get the big play. Had 4 touchdown passes in the loss to Olivet as he's hit while he gets the football away.
Here's twin brother Jaden Libama, the sophomore DL, into the game. And
we don't get too many players from Florida.
We don't.
There's a bit of a pipeline in some MIAA schools from Florida teams, but not so much Hope College.
No, we kind of make our meals right here in West Michigan. You know, the OK Red is a really strong athletic conference, a strong football conference. We got a flag on this play, so I think it's going to come back. But you know, you look Caledonia, Rockford, Unity, Hudsonville. These are all great schools with great football programs. And, you know,
roughing the passer. Defense number 97. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic 1st down.
Well, so shows you what I know. Might be Isaac Vanderveen, the very eager freshman, speaking of Hudsonville. I believe they called that on 96, excuse me. Who's getting in the game. But yeah, you know, you got good players around here. You notice some crossover, some cross-compete in terms of recruiting with Kalamazoo, but for the most part, it's a lot of players from the 4-county area: Kent, Ottawa, Allegan, and Muskegon.
That was a tremendous throw. You got a right-handed quarterback rolling left, and Ledeen found Hannafin on a dime, and Lucas Hannafin with a terrific grab. The first time that Kalamazoo's been inside the red zone, if I'm not mistaken. I checked that second time.
The other 22, not Cal Mater, but Maddox Greenfield, sophomore corner from Caledonia on the play.
He's had a couple tackles on this drive. 1st down and 10 from the 16. Ledeen in trouble, but he's tackled forward. Actually picks up a couple yards. Check that. That was on first down. Yes.
That's twin brother Jaden Libama, the other Orlando twin, getting some snaps here. One plays offensive line, one plays defensive line.
Red zone offense for Kalamazoo, 15 of 25, 60%. That's mid of the pack in the MIAA coming in. Looking to throw, pass over the middle, hit, and wrestled down, trying to strip the football as Easton Phipps from the Kalamazoo receiver, but not before he makes his way down to the 9. That is Carson Moe with the grab.
That was a nice stick by Phipps. I was just checking. We've called his name a couple of times, but I think that might be his first recorded tackle. No, correction, that was his 5th tackle. I was looking at the wrong side of the ledger.
3rd down and 7, 4 of 10 on the day for Kalamazoo. That's completed. It's going to be very close. They're going to move the chains. Nice play. Boy, Zeckman having himself a day. 9th grab, over 90 yards in receiving.
Caleb Klinger, the junior from West Catholic, number 14, on the coverage for Hope.
I don't think there are any starters left in this game, Scott. I'm looking around. It's hard to see. They're on the far corner off to our left, but I'd be surprised if there were. 1st and goal for the Hornets. Just trying to get some inspiration for next week's battle at home against Albion, who's getting thumped today by Alma. Wide open in the end zone. Lucas Hannafin, his 7th touchdown reception of the year.
Well, somebody got their signals crossed, and that is a touchdown, an easy one. Nobody was near him, and that's going to be the 2nd score of the day for the Hornets. It's going to not be enough with 11:02 left. However, as you said, the Hornets still got 3 games left in the season.
Extra point is good. Well, Stoop, looks like Alma's on their way to 3-0. Adrian's on their way to 3-0. Both those teams in command in their football games. And a win for Hope today would move them to 2-1 and a tie with Trine for 3rd place. Now, Trine's got some games ahead of them. Hope's got Adrian. I think theoretically their toughest game left on the calendar. And then Alma's got Adrian at the last game of the season in mid-November. Right
So
now.
at the beginning of the year, cards on the table, did you see it as an Alma, Hope, Adrian league?
I did. I knew Calvin was improved. Albion always seems to get in the mix, but they lost some offensive juggernauts. They've always had a decent defense. I knew with the quarterback situation for Adrian vastly improved. And, you look at the preseason polls, Adrian wasn't getting a lot of love, but they certainly have made their way. And you look at various ratings, Massey ratings and Versus Sports are different prognostication websites, and they've got Adrian climbing the ladder pretty steady.
Well, a win from Hope over Adrian certainly would help our climb up the NPI, but there's only so much you can do. I mean, one of the things that happens, we'll get you after this return. Go ahead, Mike.
You bet. And Gavin Reams right up the gut. 30. Had a good look. Another good return by Gavin Reams. He is really impressed today. The senior out of Muskegon, Michigan.
He's been very good. We were talking to athletic director Tim Schoonbeld before the kick today, and one of the things he told us that I was unaware of is that all the sports use the NPI, and the selection committee for each sport does the tournament, but that each NPI has different weightings. It's a little bit like college ratings. What colleges are good? Is it U.S. News and World Report? Is it Princeton Review? And what happens is that strength of schedule might mean 30% with one sport, and record of your opponent might mean 20, and it might be something else in volleyball, and it might be different. So, I don't know what the weightings are. I think if you ask some folks, Hope has a decent chance of getting, I think, what might be maybe one of those 8 or 9 at-large spots. If you talk to others, Hope is ranked high enough. They're certainly a top 40 team. Let's say they're ranked 19th, but there are going to be lots of teams 20 and below that are going to get an automatic admission ticket to the tournament for having won a league championship.
Nice bit of running on the sleigh of hand. We've got a new quarterback for Hope. And then is Tyson Williams, a junior out of Waterville Elite. Well, he showed some good speed, Scott.
Yeah, he did, and he has been one of those who has been in just one game leading up to this. But get this, Mike, in this one game that he played, he had a QBR of 201.
That's pretty good.
Like off the chart. Anyway, he's no, I take that. Yes. So Williams has only played in one game, and waiting for my computer to load to tell you what game that was. He was in the Loris game, two for 3 for 48 yards. A Waterville Elite junior.
And Jonathan Pittman, who a lot of times sets up in the quarterback position in the Wildcat as a running quarterback, with his first touch today, picks up a half yard. Gets it down to the 44.
We got Nick Sade in the game. We got Caleb Fisher in the game. Sade, a sophomore from Holt. Student in developmental psychology, adores his professor. Caleb Fisher, a sophomore from Hazlitt. And we'll see if we can get some more.
2nd and 9. Wide open. Far side, room to run. Little shake and bake by the receiver for Hope, and a nice grab. And that's another new face as Easton Sadinsky, the freshman out of Granville, the former Bulldog, with his first catch of his career.
Is that okay, Red Coleman? We've also got Philip McLaurin, a junior.
Yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
A little unsporting behavior there by the Hornets, and that will advance it a little farther. Philip McLaurin, a junior from Brandywine High School, also in the game. And Hope is knocking on the door again, 8:57 to go.
Tommy Boss, the H-back out of Orchard Lake St. Mary, senior. So they got a 2 H-back formation as Billy Sternberg's going to stay in the game. The H-back out of Milford High School on first down. They got H-backs on either side, 2 receivers, 1 running back on first down, and another new running back changing direction, running hard. Grab from behind, but good bit of vision.
I think that's Will Sonura. We had a last-minute number change. I was talking to
Yes.
Jakes Arnold before, and he grabbed a pen. He's like, "Give me that program. I got to make a change for you." So Will Sonura, a freshman from Northview, is wearing 23 today and picks up his first carry, maybe of his career, certainly for today.
These are all building blocks for these young men as they play. A lot of them freshmen. We saw that with Cal Motter and A.J. Martell last year. You never know when somebody's going to get hurt. As Tyson Williams with a stiff arm, using that big 6'4" frame to work his way inside the 10-yard line.
I think that might be Tyson's first carry of his career, and that will bring up a first down.
Boy, he helmet stiffed arm a Kalamazoo defender, number 54, and put him down as Lance Wolford, the linebacker, went down. That was a statement stiff arm. 1st and goal from the 8. 7:30 and counting. Hope up comfortably. 49-14.
Correction, Pittman had carried before 11 times for 40 yards in his 4 appearances.
Pittman working his way off the left side. Still on his feet, big frame. He's a big frame, Stoop.
Indeed it is.
We don't have official numbers from him, but he looks 220, 230. He reminds me of Mason Oppel, similar frame back in the day.
And I mentioned Tyson Williams. He had carried the ball 2 other times prior to that last carry right before the Pittman run. They were both against Loris.
There we go. 12 on the play clock. Hope looking for instructions from the bench. Back in the game once again is Sadinsky, the freshman running back. He lines up directly behind Pittman on 2nd down. Pittman is going to call his own number. Quarterback draw as Kalamazoo trying to strip the football, but to no avail. Hope 1 turnover today. They came in with just 3 turnovers on the year. That one's going to be short. It's going to be 3rd and goal and 2 opportunities for the Dutchman to pound it in.
Pittman, the freshman from Mona Shores High School, former Sailor.
Yeah, another good football hotbed. We don't get a lot of kids out of Muskegon, but we get a lot of North Muskegon, Mona Shores, Fruitport, things of that nature. Terrell Harris from Whitehall, just north. There's Pittman in. No, they're not going to call him in. Good goal line stance by the Hornets.
Well, we get to run another play, I guess.
Well, we will not be in action here on the Anchor Network as we look at the replay real quick. Pittman right at the goal line. Well, we will not be. Go ahead, Scott.
I was going to say helmetless player, I believe. Sounds like Headless Horseman or something, but a helmetless player is going to be Jonathan Pittman, who has to leave the game for one play, and so he will come out, and I think
Tyson Williams back in. So our next broadcast will not be till November 8th, and when we take on Calvin. The rivalry has gone to the gridiron. Calvin's second year of football. Williams picks his way, goes in standing up. Nice block. Really patient, and pounds it in.
And I'm sure Jonathan Pittman is thinking to himself, I had to pick that play for my helmet to come off.
Agreed.
55-14.
Nice block by Phil McLaurin. Phil McLaurin from Niles Brandywine. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, that had Pittman's name all over it, didn't it?
Yeah. Balkan will still do the PAT, even though we did have him taking a break.
High snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. 56 points. Only eclipsed by the 62-point output that Hope had in Dubuque, Iowa against Loras in week 1, and eclipsing the 55-point effort a couple weeks ago in the win over Trine. I cannot believe that Trine game was 2 weeks ago. Is that right? Because we had the bye week. It just doesn't seem possible.
It was. And, you know, certain people of the Anchor Network are going to get the weekend off next Saturday.
That's
but there
right.
are certain volleyball announcers who work for a living and, in fact, will be earning his keep at 1 o'clock at the Richard and Helen DeVos Fieldhouse as the Dutch take on the Alma-Scots in volleyball. I don't know, maybe you'll be getting in, maybe you'll be on the back 9 by 1 o'clock. I don't know, Mike Coleman, but I'm just telling you, like, not everybody gets next week off, okay?
Stoop, have you learned nothing in your short time with me? You've got to find seasons. There's only 5 games of responsibility. I don't need any more responsibility. I leave it up to talented professionals like you to cover 15, 18 home games on these assorted seasons.
Well, I always say just a little prayer, like, please, no overlap between volleyball and football. And in both seasons, there was one. And this year, I missed probably, there will be more views of that game than there will be in my entire career. So thank you, Greg Chandler. You won the Anchor Network lottery ticket as you got to be there on the most viewed, probably the most viewed play in Hope College football history. I can't imagine.
Probably.
So.
Let me tell you about Chandler. I'll tell you, that guy has called more buzzer beater, game winner, last second home run, last second field goal, last second half court shots than any broadcaster alive. I don't know what he's done. I don't know what kind of deal he made, but he is the chosen one.
Well, and you know, the funny thing is he's so calm and understated and laconic about it. You know, he's like the old Skip Carey.
Chandler, if he doesn't make your ears bleed, you're not listening hard enough. There's a pass in the flat.
Looks like we've got a new quarterback in here. I think we're going to go with Zach Morris, number 7. Get some stats on him as momentarily. Second quarterback used by Kalamazoo today.
I wonder if he is Ben Morris's brother. We'll put the research department on that. But
he's a senior from Berkeley High School.
Okay, then it is. It is indeed. Another pass completion. Good tackle on the far side. Beautiful stick. That is number 20 for Hope, as we've got some new players. That looks to be Tyler Gavette out of Thornapple Kellogg.
Well, there's a guy who can count things better than just about anyone I know other than the late psychology professor John Shaughnessy, and that's SID Alan Babbitt. Hope has averaged 51.6 points against Kalamazoo while Peter Stersma has coached. Here are the numbers. Maybe these are your lottery numbers. 56, 49, 63, 66, 67, 49, 33, 50, and 31.
Oh, my.
So that number could go up. That 56 could become 63. Unlikely, but you never know.
And Peter Stersma in line for his 70th career victory as head coach for Hope. Pass near side, complete, wrapped up.
That's number 86, Austin Hamilton. Hamilton is a Jr. from Livonia, Clarenceville.
Hope has really owned this series. Do you remember, Scott, last time Kalamazoo won was 9 years ago, and that was when Hope was at Kalamazoo. They were up big 24-0, and Kalamazoo came back. Do you remember the season before when Kalamazoo had that field goal clank off the crossbar at the last second as a field goal winner?
Now, was that Kalamazoo game on the road, was that the last game of the year?
It was here.
Well, but the one that they won down there, I thought was near the very end of the season.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
That would have been 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, give or take. I remember the game where Kalamazoo won the last-second field goal. I remember Greg Chandler running the Comrex, the thing we used to broadcast with, to the field house to call basketball. It was one of my first years, and I was waiting on that. It was a doubleheader in Hope Sports that day. There's a good catch over the middle and dropped. That's Johnson.
So what happened? Is this like broadcaster gate?
Yeah, you've got a Comrex box. We don't have it here, but it's a portable device you need, and we use that at DeVos Fieldhouse. And Greg Chandler had to run it over from Ray and Sue Smith. Well, yeah, he wasn't. Chandler's done a half marathon, but I don't think he was running then. But he was out of breath for sure.
Oh, I can imagine.
I thanked him. Hopefully, I bought him lunch or something for crying out loud. Pass and the flat complete, ran out of bounds. And speaking of. Last point about being busy broadcasters. I, on paper, have 4 games scheduled for the 15th for broadcast. I've got Hope football, Hope women's basketball, Hope men's
Personal
men's
foul,
basketball,
roughing the
and Grand
passer.
Rapids Gold.
Defense number 49, 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Well, another roughing the passer penalty on Hope. That's going to add 15 to the end of the run, and that's going to put Kalamazoo in some favorable positions at 27. We've got Garrett Langmo, a junior, another Florida product, another Orlando guy from Orangewood Christian is in the game.
Okay.
We've got Brandon Soltis. Is that right? He's listed as a kicker punter from Lansing. I must have couldn't have been 98. But I thought it said 98. Might have been Jude Osanye, a freshman from Sterling Heights, Stevensville High School. Or Adlai Stevenson, excuse me.
Pass complete, but a good stick tackle. He has not much yardage. Connor Brentnall, the freshman out of Hudsonville, with a nice tackle. Well, they feature a Hope football on the field right now.
Also in is Patrick Rowland, a junior from Lake Orion. I need to sip a Diet Pepsi.
Need to hydrate. While you sip, second down and 7. We saw Roland a little bit last year. 2-minute timeout here at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium, 56-14. As Hope is going to move to 5-1 on the year. They came in 19th in the nation, Scott. This will help them big time. But
it will. I mean, obviously you lose, you're done. We've talked about this a little bit. It depends on who you talk to. Some people say that the odds are against it. Some people say the odds are in favor. I suspect that with each passing week, we'll know more and more because those power index ratings will become clearer as teams begin to separate, much like the Division I playoff. This is a 40-team draw compared to 12, which is good. But there are a lot of teams in Division III football, and there are a lot of automatic qualifiers, so there are only 8 or 9. And, you've got to be one of the 8 or 9 survivors, and that is a tall order because some of these conferences are very strong in football.
It's the toughest postseason tournament to get into, but I've seen a couple of publications having Alma and Hope both if they finish 9-1. Well, Alma, if they won the conference, they have 2 losses, but you get my point. If Hope finishes 9-1, they have a strong chance to get in.
Caleb Klinger into the game for Hope. Also into the game for Hope is number 90, Colin Jones, sophomore from Indianapolis, defensive lineman. Another one who had apparently had reported his favorite professor was his first-year seminar professor last year. More on that later. Back to Mike Coleman with the play-by-play.
Jaden Johnson with another nice grab, the senior tight end. 3rd down and 5, straight drop back, pressure, pass, in and out of the hands of Muriana. I think he heard footsteps as bearing down on him was one of the linemen. I would have done the same thing. Colin Jones, the Heritage Christian High School product out of Indianapolis,
Whose favorite professor
is Scott Vanderstoep.
Forgot to fill it in. Caden Berg, a freshman from Forest Hills Northern, also in the game. Ada, Michigan product. Good things come out of Ada, Michigan, Mike Coleman.
That's right. Johnson in the slot. Most of the receiver starters, all of them are out now except for Johnson for Kalamazoo.
Robbie Ermani, freshman from De La Salle Collegiate, in at safety.
4th and 5. Looks like Kalamazoo will pick up the first down and drop it inside the 20. Trying to pound one more in just for respect and just for a little momentum before they move against Albion next week.
Matt Toole, a sophomore corner from Northview in the game. Coming out is Harrison Shepard, a freshman from TC St. Francis. How am I doing on my roster expansion?
Pretty good. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. You get a lot of new faces, which is great. Straight drop, firing, end zone, up for grabs, caught. What a grab!
They're going to call him down by contact, which is probably the right call, but it is not going to be a touchdown. It was recovered by Bryce Collins, a sophomore from Spring Lake, but the ball is down, so it'll be 1st and goal. Kalamazoo looking to knock it in here with 59 on the clock.
That was a nice grab by Austin Hamilton for Kalamazoo.
See who else I can get here. Drew Bartos, a linebacker freshman from North Muskegon, getting some snaps.
Yeah, these guys practice hard, get a chance to earn some playing time. That one's in.
It is indeed.
Kalamazoo keeps it on the ground, and they pound it in. Mariana with the touchdown rush. And for him, that is his 2nd touchdown rush of the year. Nothing fancy from the 6-inch line. Straight off right tackle. Bided his time and pounded it in. Kalamazoo now with 20 points.
Mariana with 9 carries, 25 yards.
Well, we've seen more life out of Kalamazoo offensively. Now, granted, Hope didn't have the starters in for a lot of the 4th quarter, but you need some sort of momentum booster. There's still a lot of football left, Scott. You've got 4 games left for both these teams. Kalamazoo can still be a disruptor, if you may.
I want to say a special hello to a dear friend of the program, Stu Fritz, who is watching.
I love Fritzy.
He's not watching from his house. He's watching from Sweden, and he says, hurry up, get this game over. I'm tired and need to go to bed. Well, let me tell you, Coach Fritz, your executive trailers are very popular. So if you are a family or a church or a for-profit company, not-for-profit, give Coach Fritz a call in our development office, or fritz@hope.edu, I believe it is, and he can hook you up. So popular were these trailers, Mike Coleman, that he had to go out and get another one. So now we have one on the northern end zone, we have one on the southern end zone. I think Macatawa Bank bought the Calvin one, but call Coach Fritz, email him an executive trailer with all of the food might be yours, and on a bad day you can sit inside and stay warm, and on a nice day like today you can just enjoy it from the executive suite, the skybox, shall we say.
Nice work, Fritzy. Quick story about Fritzy, just trying to keep him awake. He was going for his 600th career victory. Robbie Stersma hit a walk-off. You could not script it better, and that's something that Fritzy and I have always shared, a nice memory. I always had the privilege of calling that game for Stu. Just a country gentleman and one of the best ever. Fritzy enjoys Sweden.
He's won more than anybody here at Hope College.
Yes, he has, and looks like he's having no fun at all. 1st and 10. Hope content just to keep it on the ground. 48 seconds left. They might have to run one more clock, and that'll be in.
Alex Wickstrom, sophomore from West Catholic, taking the snap there as quarterback. Coming in, number 29. That's Aiden Decker. That can't be Aiden Decker.
No, that's Sudinsky.
He's listed as a linebacker.
Yeah.
Oh, we got 229s. Easton Sudinsky, right? Freshman from Granville.
Yep. And Wickstrom, former high school teammate of running back Mike Murphy, both West Catholic prodigies.
Ben Finch, a freshman from Dexter, in on the O-line.
Great.
As is Owen Sweeney, a junior from Pinckney.
Sadinsky powers it outside. He got outside the tackle, ridden out of bounds with 10 seconds left. I don't think it's going to stop the clock. Yes, it will. We're going to have one more play, and this one's in the books, but was able to have a nice vision. Sadinsky, and he cut it outside, bounced around, and his best run of the day. Good for him.
Coming in is Wickstrom to take, no, we're not going to go into the victory formation, which Peter Stersma calls the best play in sports. We're not going to need that, but Hope takes care of business from beginning to end. Kalamazoo, give them credit, they put on 3 scores on the Dutch, which not many people have done. The final score, Hope College 56, Kalamazoo 21. We'll be back with a wrap-up right after this break. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
We better stand up. Freddie's putting 2 faces for radio on at the end, like the fans haven't been through enough. But we are back at Ray and Sousa Stadium, where Hope College has defeated Kalamazoo 56-21. It was a good Hope College day as they racked up 544 total. Come on through, Coach. 544 total yards on 66 plays, 317 yards for Kalamazoo on 71 plays. And if I'm reading this right, Mike Coleman, Kalamazoo ended up with more receiving yards, probably because of their efforts near the end of the game where they picked up some scores.
Yeah, they did. Braden Ledeen was 29 of 39. He had a much better second half than he did in the first half. He was sacked 3 times, but able to do some things that Kalamazoo was able to do coming in, but it was just not enough, as Hope had every facet going in this game today. Special teams, defense, rushing, passing, and a lot of guys got some action. And it's a rising tide raises all ships mentality, and this is one of those wins for Hope that really helped him out after that bye.
Alex Thole was just really remarkable. We're going to go down to the field here while we watch this. We'll keep chatting as the Hope College team will engage in singing the Hope College fight song. It's, I got to say, I'm not a music critic, but it's not exactly 4-part harmony. Nonetheless, they don't have to sing well in order to play well, and Alex Thole did exactly that. 17 for 20 with a QBR of 213. And Dallas Sauser and Tyson Williams also with some opportunities. And how about Trey Goike, the guy who can never get the ball enough? Hawk can't find him the ball, and he certainly made the most of it, averaging 12.8 yards per carry on only 5 attempts. And then Martell, it's kind of been A and B with Martell and Motter, but Goike came up today big. And I'm counting 3, 6, 9, 12 different receivers for Mr. Thole.
Well, that's what Thole does. He loves Johnny Rowan Bland and Travis Myers, don't get me wrong, but he's able to pick. He's able to read the field. He takes his time. He gets protection, and he's able just to spread things around, which is a sign of a great quarterback. Now, he came in 7th in the nation in passing completion percentage, and with a day like today where he goes 17 of 20, that's just how he rolls. He's a very practical passer. He doesn't throw the football away, and he distributes the ball, as they say.
On defense, it was Phipps with 5 solo tackles. Yogi Debris had 4, 3 each for Skur, Viss, Danitz, Vidi, and Parlberg with 4 each. So spreading the wealth on defense as well. Lots of people got to play. It's exactly the kind of thing you want on a homecoming. And now they hit the road. And we get a week off. You get a week off. And then we come back for one of these games that's just so much fun, and that's Calvin University, first time hosting a rivalry here at Ray at Sioux.
It is. I had a chance to see the Calvin game last year. They played at Grand Rapids Christian, and it was a big victory for Hope. It's just one of those rivalries. Calvin having some struggles lately, but I think it's going to be a spirited game. And what I like is the fact that you get to that point, you still got to get over an Adrian team next week that we'll see who rolled today over Calvin 48-17. So you know Calvin to be hungry next week. But the Bulldogs, my goodness, they're undefeated in conference play. Alma won big over Albion today. So we've got a couple hurdles to climb, but one game at a time. I'm really looking forward to that game next week as a spectator to follow that Adrian Hope game.
It's really become a three-team race, really, in the league, hasn't it?
It has. Yeah, and the Bulldogs, I mean, like we talked about it ad nauseum. I apologize, but I'm impressed with the program. And Alma is always going to be around, even with those 2 losses early on. They lost to good teams, and we lost a tough game to them. But you can only control what you can control. We go 9-1, and we'll just see how the NPI and our NPI rankings fall. And some prognosticator websites say we got a shot. We'll see.
Yeah. A big Hope College victory today. We want to thank Phil Blau, Freddie Velasquez, our student assistants for helping us out with camera directing and replay work. I'm Scott Vanderstoop. For my broadcast partner, Mike Coleman, we want to thank you very much for joining us. Once again, the final score, Hope College 56 and Kalamazoo College 21. You've been watching Hope College football on the Anchor Network.
Some call it naive, others call it foolish. But hope has never been silenced by doubt. Hope is the unquiet heart, stirring, pounding, driving us towards something greater. It leans into what's wrong and lifts up what's right. It teaches, learns, discovers, imagines what could be, and brings it to life. Hope has to start somewhere. Why not here? Why not now? Why not us? The daring ones. Those who provoke possible, trigger curiosity, and incite joy. For us, hope is more than a word. It's a force, and we are its humble ambassadors. From the beginning to now, we don't just believe in hope, we dare to live it. Hope College, dare to hope.